to guide us, to make this community a safer community. Heavenly Father, Jehovah, we pray that you will bless this activity that's taking place now, and that your mercies be around us. We pray this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
You can sit. Thank you very much, Mr. Matheson. We will call up now our Councillor, Benjamin Lawrence, to welcome the community to this Imbizo, and even do us a favor just to introduce the leadership that is here today. Okay, thank you, Councillor.
Good morning. Thank you, Program Director, for throwing me into the deep sea. My name is Benjamin Lawrence, and it is my responsibility to do the official opening, or rather welcoming. I would like to start, as protocol dictates, since it is a safety event, to start with our colleagues from the Department of Community Safety, accompanied by Mr. David Bogopa, Mr. Mpo Marema, Ms. Katleho Bobape. Yes, those. Oh, the people who put up their hands. Yes, and then obviously from our Saps, local Saps, led by our station commander, Lieutenant Colonel Caesar. From the city side, my colleague who is present here, chairperson of the Section 79 Committee, Councillor Deborah Williams-Moses. Our colleagues from the CPF, led by the chairperson, Mr. Napoleon Miller, and all the CPF members in the beautiful blue jackets. Our colleagues from Port FM, all other leaders here, political, religious, traditional leaders, and just the community at large, welcome. Now that I've got that out of the way, thank you all for taking the time off to be here this morning. I know it's a difficult day because it's a Saturday morning, which is not normally, a time that meetings are held here in Eersterust, but the people that came here obviously found it important, and they know why they want to be here, because they want to see things moving forward. We want to have a conversation on progress and on not just having a talk shop, but finding solutions that lead us somewhere. And especially when it comes to the crime aspect, that if you look at the impact that crime has on us as a community, you cannot build a community without law and order. And where law and order is out the window, then chaos reigns. And I'm sure, as a person who loves Eersterust, chaos is not what we want to see. But I appreciate everybody for being here, and this is why I've also taken the time to be here, because we need to speak to each other frankly, and we need to speak to each other constructively, so that we can make sure that in months or weeks or days or years from now, that we have a different conversation and not the same conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Lawrence. I want to introduce my CPF today so that everybody can know who is the CPF. Tessa, you can loop nie van CPF, hoor jy? I want the people to see who's the CPF so that you have problems, then you can go to each and every person that you see that is near into your area so that we can.
Sorry, Chairperson. I'm so sorry. Our senior soup from the Tshwane Metro Police Department, who is always very much involved in our by law enforcement in Eersterust. I failed to recognize her because she's in the sea of blue. Thank you, Senior Soup Siedras, and welcome. I apologize. I just realized now that I did not welcome you. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. I'm going to start with myself, Napoleon Miller, Chairperson of the CPF. Then I'm going to go to my deputy, Contessa Arce. Can you just come in front? Can you just come in front so that people can see you? There's no more running away from the community. We engage with the community. Then we get our secretary, Nico Dilly. Can you just come in front? Deputy Secretary, Olivia Mohammed. And then we get our treasurer, and then we got our pro, Wat Piri. And then we have our additional member that is here today, Desmond Mackenzie. Can you just come up even? I don't know, is Uncle Bok here and Barbara? Okay, thank you. People, Gershwin. It's always that Watlu people stand for Watlu. Ne? Thank you, Gotti. People, this is a CPF that was chosen from the community. Be free to get their numbers. Even in the morning hours, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, Papla, I can see you normally on the groups. If there's a problem, please, this is a people that can assist you. Even problems at a police station. And even I want to emphasize the cases that you know you haven't got feedback of cases. Please do me that favor that you can speak to Wat Piri so they can just write the names and even the case numbers so that we can go back and look at this cases that are not really of attention or feedback on that cases. I just want to emphasize it. I even want to use this opportunity to say thank you to my other CPF members from Mamelodi East, the chairperson. Thank you that you have come and support us. Our wardens, our traffic wardens, thank you very much that you are with us today in this Imbizo. Thank you very much. Thank you, colleagues. You can sit. Today, I just want to talk why we are here today. I know all of us maybe want to find why we have this Imbizo today. There was a march on the 14th April where young, dynamic, young people have come up with the idea to have a march to the police station in connection with crime was one of the first points. And the second point was the service delivery. It was a memorandum that they have come and give to the commander of the station, Sipo, our station commander, Msiza, and that was a couple of points that they have really put on there. And one of them was policing visibility in our community. That's why we're having this Imbizo. Remember, there was a young man hijacked in front of his yard and was shot dead. Another young man even shot, crucial injuries that they have taken up. And they have said they're going to do this march. But I want to emphasize even this thing. When we fight crime, we don't do crime. And I want to not, I support them fully as the youth, but I want to say even when we want to organize a march, let all our papers is in order, the chalk in order. But understand the dynamic in that time, why you guys want to have done this march, so that this thing that happening, crime in Poort, can stop. But I want to salute you in that way, but we must even help and not be afraid to talk to our young people when they go wrong, to assist them to do the right thing. But thank you very much for the young guys that have come up, and we appreciate you. And we know you guys going to help us in the blocks to mobilize young people to come and join the CPF so that we can really make Poort more stronger and free of crime. I even want to emphasize this thing. If you want to come and join the patrollers, please be free to come and see my deputy or myself, so that if you want to join and come and assist with patrolling on a daily basis. We know we got blocks. We know there's night watch at Watloo, Mabob, the block, Highlands Park, on the Kersis. We must try to, this thing can consistently happen. It will help a lot in crime itself. I even want to bring to your attention even today, when you open a case at a police station and they say they can't help you, please be free to contact myself or one of my CPF members so that we can go with you. Because there's certain things that are happening, not the police people can tell you can't take your case because they are not judges. The judge must decide on that. They must just take your case and let the judge decide what's happening. We want to help even when it comes to service delivery at a police station so that we can understand what we can improve. And we are here, the CPF today, you have met the CPF, and we are really on a roll. Please support us. Please help us when we say come out and assist us with our work. But thank you very much. We're going to go now to Crime Prevention Action Plan outline, and we're going to call up Pro Wat Piri just to come and address the community. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. We had actually hoped for a much better turnout. We are still hopeful that some people are still making their way because when we engage with the community online most of the time, there's definitely much more people than this that we talk to. There's definitely much more people than this that complain and say that things are getting out of hand and something should be done. So we would have expected that those people would all be present today. But we are hopeful. Nevertheless, we thank you guys for coming. It shows there is still commitment for us to fix whatever is broken here in our community. Now, it is unfortunate that the events that happened was as a result of the incident as the chairperson just highlighted. But we also need to mention the fact that the CPF were in the process of sitting down with the local police station officials to sort of try and come up with a working plan, if I can call it that, to see how we deal with the crime situation in Eersterust. What the march did is it just highlighted the necessity to actually, or the urgency for us to deal with the crime situation in Eersterust. So we then sat down with the station commander and some of his management officials, and we said, how best can we try and see how we deal with the crime situation in Eersterust? Now, we need to make it clear that as the CPF, first and foremost, because sometimes when we engage with the community, especially online, it's almost as though we are on the one side and the community is on the other side. It is not that way. We are also community members. And the issues that are affecting our community is affecting us as the CPF as well. So once we engage, we should always keep that in mind, that we are trying to fix the things because it is affecting all of us. So what we then discussed with the station commander and the officials at the police station was, we first looked at our major crimes in Eersterust, okay, and our major crime hotspots. Now, I'm sure everybody here, we are all aware of our crime hotspots. We're probably all aware as well of the crimes that are plaguing this community at the moment. But we needed to narrow it down. And so what we did is we divided it into two groups. And the first group was basically a general. Now, these are the ones that we said, these ones are going to need time for us to sort of implement initiatives to deal with. It's not something that we can just fix overnight. Actually, all the crimes we cannot just fix overnight. But these were the ones that we basically highlighted, which most of you should be aware of. Your GBVF cases, or incidents basically. You have your robberies, your home and business robberies and burglary and theft. You have common robbery, which is your street muggings and your business robberies. And then you have the sale of prohibited substances, which is your drug dens or your drug houses. Okay. Then we also looked at others that we said we really need to find a way of how to deal with these ones in the immediate, in the short term, because these are the ones that basically popped up now recently. And people have been complaining about it, saying that it cannot be, this cannot be happening. So these we're talking about your Uber and your Bolt hijackings. I'm sure we're all aware that we've suddenly had this spike. I wouldn't say suddenly actually, because this is a nationwide phenomenon. It's happening everywhere. But in Eersterust, yes, it popped up. And also your delivery vans that are being hijacked and robbed. Okay. And then there's the damage to the infrastructure. So with the Uber and the Bolt hijackings, it's obviously going to take for us to sit down and come up with a plan. And I know it's not something that we can just say we're going to deal with it immediately, but we have identified it because there's a lot of factors that need to be taken into account when it comes to the Uber and the Bolt hijackings. From the fact that, I don't know if some of you are aware, you've probably looked at some of the newspaper articles or on television, like a place like El Dorado Park, for instance. They've been dealing with this issue now for probably 2 years already. And so they're still trying to find ways of how to deal with, because some of these drivers, there's, like I said, there's a lot of factors. Some of these drivers, even though they're aware of what's happening, they still insist they want to come and do their pickups. And there's a group that they create to sort of warn each other, but there's a huge network of drivers. And so you get the new drivers that are still accepting the rides, and we have the situation. But be that as it may, some of the major hotspots that we identified, and I'm sure we're all familiar with them. I'm just going to go through them. Now, these are the ones that we identified in the immediate. There are obviously others as well. And so as we go along, we're going to add to the list. This is a working document. We're talking about our local graveyard, which is the first one. Now there we know what happens there. You've got robberies there. You've got it's almost used like a cooling off site, or what we call a dumping site for the same Uber and Bolt hijackings. And then we've got damage to infrastructure. You've got local riverside flats where there's a lot of muggings and robberies happening. We've got Haze for Alma. On Good Friday when we were there, unfortunately there was an incident where a shack burnt, and unfortunately there was a little child that burned in that fire. And so when we were there, some of the community members also came to us and they said to us, you guys need to start looking at the illegal trade that's happening in Haze for Alma, which is your sale of alcohol, illegal sale of alcohol, and also drug dens. Okay, so we've identified that as a hotspot as well. Your Watlu mini industrial area, you've got a section there in Watlu, I'm sure you guys that know, where you've got all those shacks and dwellings there. It's illegal electricity connections and the likes. So those are some of the areas that we need to tackle as well. Then you've got the block and Mabop. And what is interesting is in the block, ever since that pathway was closed down, it seems like the Uber hijackings and the Bolt hijackings, we're not saying it's not there anymore, but it has subsided a bit because they do not have that passageway to actually use as an exit. Because that's one of the things that we picked up is that wherever there's a quick escape route, that's where they basically commit these crimes. But what we then picked up is it seems like they've now moved to the other side, which is Mabop. And this is where they are operating from. You have Floxy and that area there adjacent to the graveyard, because again, there's a lot of areas there where you can basically make a quick getaway into the graveyard. So that's also a hotspot, especially for your Uber and your Bolt hijackings as well, what we've picked up. There's Highlands Park. One of the big issues we know in Highlands Park is the cable theft that's happening at the moment there currently. We spoke about the spaza shops and the operating hours or the after-hour operations. So that's something that we need to look at as well. And obviously our schools, your gangs and your substance abuse in your schools. So as the CPF, we are part of this QLTC program, which is introduced by the Department of Education. So we're going to form committees in the schools, and we are then going to start implementing programs to deal with some of the issues that we have in schools. And then the last one was is your drug dance. Now, what are the interventions that we came up with? Again, understanding that it's a work in progress. One of the biggest issues that came up, especially with the memorandum that was handed over to us, was the fact that there's not enough police visibility. That was the main issue. Now, we also need to make it clear, and I think the station commander will give more insight on that with regards to the available resources that we have currently at the police station. We need to deal with the reality that we have limited resources, but then what we said is, how best then do we utilize these resources to full effect or to be effective as possible? So one of the things that we came up with, and Brigadier Solomons, who unfortunately is not here, also made a commitment that he was going to assist us in that regard, was that we were going to start having more regular roadblocks at the entrance into Eersterust, which means your west side and your east side, as a means of visibility, because with the limited resources we have, just driving around for visibility is not having an impact. It's not effective enough. So once we start having the roadblocks on a more regular basis, perhaps that will cut down some of the crime syndicates or the movement that we're currently having here in Eersterust. The second one was obviously, this is now more raids directed at the hotspots that we just identified. Now we know there has been raids on some of these hotspots, and for years, not much seemed to have been happening. But we're now going to be more specific. We're going to target specific hotspots in terms of the raids that we do. But that is something that we still need to sit down and work out an operational plan of how exactly we want to achieve that. And then the third one is the stop and search operations. That is going to have to happen more regularly. And in that instance, we have engaged also with the crime prevention wardens in terms of how best do we utilize them, because that's part of their mandate, to actually do stop and search operations. So those three initiatives are basically what we are looking at and what we're aiming at in terms. In terms of trying to deal with the issues that we have. Now, what we then did is we also looked at service delivery from a station level. The complaints that we're having at the moment, people are walking into the station and they are not always being assisted. And we are aware of that. And so we're aware of that. So what we then decided is, I think Chairperson had already indicated that, is in terms of the cases that are being registered at the police station. And so we said all cases must be registered. There obviously has to be an investigation that happens after that, but we need to see to it that cases are being registered. We cannot have a situation that people walk into the CSC and they are not being assisted. And even if for some reason they are not able to assist, they should be able to give in a professional manner to explain to the community members why and what their options are in terms of what else they can do, because that is the one thing that is also not happening at the moment. The second thing is the language barrier. We all know, and we've heard the complaints, that at times we have languages being spoken at the CSC which us as community members do not necessarily always understand. And that also goes back to the cases being registered. Probably because of the language barrier, a lot of the time these cases are not being registered because there's no proper understanding. So what we ask then from the police station side is to say that there has to be on every shift at least one person who is conversant in the two official languages, which is your Afrikaans and English. And at the CSC desk, that should be the policy. Those are the two languages spoken at the CSC desk. So we can see how we can then try and get rid of some of these other issues that we're dealing with from a language perspective. We had indicated to the Colonel that we need to create a register. The chairperson just indicated as well and said that there's some unresolved cases. There's some cases that have been dragging for years. People don't know what has been happening. People are asking questions, what is going on? And so we are going to have a register at the CSC desk where we are going to note down all these cases that are still outstanding. And so on a regular basis, we will then find a way to give feedback to the community with regards to these cases before they come and actually find out what is happening or why they have not gotten any feedback with regards to the cases. The other thing that we looked at from the station level was the implementation of the green door. I'm not sure if all of you are aware of it. The green door is basically a facility which is meant for GBVF victims, where they get assistance. And there should actually be a facility where these people could be housed if, for instance, they are not able to be at home or wherever the issue is that they are facing. Okay, so that's one thing that we need to implement ASAP as well. Now, the service delivery at station level from the crime prevention wardens, as we already indicated, we need to find a way to effectively utilize the crime prevention wardens at the moment. We understand it is not happening as we would want, and I'm sure the community is also aware that it is not happening as it should. So that is something that we need to look at. From the CPF side, we asked the station to create a WhatsApp group where we will be in contact with all the shift leaders at any given time at the police station. So that means if there's any issues and we get contacted to deal with something, then we immediately are able to relay the message or to hand over the message to whoever is the shift commander at the police station. That should facilitate the flow or the communication in terms of assisting you with regards to whatever issues that you may have. The CPF is also going to immediately address the issue of our youth desk at the police station. There's a GBVF desk that needs to be fully functional, and there's also a disability desk that needs to be fully functional. And this is our invite to the public, especially our youth, to say, guys, you need to come on board. You need to help us to mobilize the youth in Eersterust. Because we all know a lot of our crimes are actually emanating from our youth. So we need to find a way to mobilize the youth and to get them involved. We've got a youth desk at the police station. Let's use these facilities and these tools that are there available for us. The next thing we spoke about was the implementation of subsector forums. If you guys understand, the same groups that we talked about in areas, in your different areas, you've got Highlands Park, you've got the Block, you've got Herbert Mackenzie, you've got Watlu, you've got a few places that already have these WhatsApp groups where people are communicating, whether it's crime related, whether it's service delivery related. But we want to actually focus more on having representatives in those groups that are basically going to be liaising with the CPF to make it easier. Even if it comes down to having street committees for each street. We know that's a bit far-fetched, but it can be done. Because once we start having street committees, we can then start dealing better with the issues that we're facing at the moment. The school program, I already talked about that. The Department of Education has introduced the QLTC program, and so we're all going to be part of that. Now, what is it that we expect from the community members? We always get the questions from the community members to say that, why should we involve ourselves in crime issues when we have a police station, when we have a CPF, when we have this? But the reality of the matter is, people, fighting crime requires the involvement of everyone. If we are going to fight this effectively, everybody needs to come on board. And that includes the community as well. So there's a few things, obviously, that we expect or we're asking from the community side. A lot of it has got to do with education, basically, and informing and making sure that the community is updated with whatever is happening. And part of the things that we discussed was the making of or the registering of false cases at the police station. We seem to be having that quite a lot, where cases are being registered, but it turns out to be false cases. And there seems to be no repercussions for the people that registered these false cases. So we are going to start clamping down on these people that are registering false cases. If it is found that a case was registered under false pretense, we are going to start clamping down on these people. Your options with regards to registering cases, GBVF cases, especially when it comes to domestic violence. We have a lot of these cases that are being registered on a Friday or on a Saturday, and lo and behold, on a Monday, these cases are all being withdrawn. So it creates a whole backlog, and it also creates unnecessary work. So people need to understand that if you are going to register a case, then please, you need to follow up, or follow through, rather, with the cases that are being made. Otherwise, not at the police station, you will be given advice in terms of what other options do you have, in terms of, for instance, taking out a interdict or the likes. Okay, but that's one of the things that we're going to start looking at. The youth must be encouraged to mobilize other youth. I've just spoken about that. So we need the youth to start mobilizing the youth in our community to start fighting the scourge of crime and violence that we have. Community members it's not always easy, because a lot of the times we know, and we get the complaints as well. People are saying to us, well, but we see the police vans and we see the metro vans standing at the drug houses, and so what are they doing there if it's not a raid? And so we're saying that we need to start reporting these instances. We need to start reporting these instances, because this is the only way we're going to start dealing with this. Because we are not always going to be there to see what is happening. The community sees what's happening. And we understand the safety aspect of it as well. So we're not expecting you to go and take a video in full view of everybody, because your safety comes first as well. But if you can get a registration or whatever the case may be, we need to start highlighting these issues so that we can start dealing with it. Okay, the last one, and I think I covered that one as well, was the initiation or the establishment of patrol programs in our subsectors. We know it's not easy, but we need to start patrolling our different sectors that we have to try and assist in the fight against crime. So this, in short, is the working document that we have now. And us as the CPF, obviously, our responsibility, our end mandate, is to ensure that whatever I've just mentioned here, it needs to be implemented. And so we are going to sit down and we are going to see to it that whatever we said, we are going to start working on that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Wat Piri, for outlining our working document of Poort I just want to emphasize again the false cases. You know what's happening? I'll make an example. If I have a case against Veronica and I've hurt Veronica or whatever the case can be, but now, as I see Veronica have opened a case, now I even go and open a case again. And we have tried to establish to Colonel even that we must see to these things, even the inspectors must see to it, because if Veronica have been hurt, how is it possible I can make a case against her again? That is what we must see to it. What Piri have mentioned, the buckies that's standing at drug houses. People is very important. If you can take the registration, the time, the street, all the things, and you can put it on so that we can follow the things up with Colonel. But I know we have a great plan, and we ask the community to be part and parcel of that plan that we have. Because without that plan, we can do nothing if the community are not part and parcel of it. We're going to give now our station commander the opportunity, as the youth have asked us what we have done after the 14th. Colonel will come and give an overview of the crimes statistic and even say what we have done as the police itself. Thanks, Colonel.
Good morning, everybody in here. I'm Colonel Msiza, Station Commander of Eersterust. I think most of you knows me. My task is just minimal, whereas I'm the one who that has most responsibility to make sure that all people who are staying here in Eersterust or visiting Eersterust are safe and they feel that safetyness. Without any wasting of time, we had this document where our PRO outlined it, Mr. Watt, where our key discussion of identifying crime hotspots, prioritize crime fighting intervention, improving service delivery has been outlined to you. I wanted just to rubber stamp that indeed we have sat down with your representative, which are the community policing forum structure, and outline and try to map up the road, the way forward in fighting crime in Eersterust. So now my task, it's not for the repetition of what Mr. Watpiri, our PRO, has said for now. My task now, I wanted just to say, what is it that we have done for the betterment of the community of Eersterust, or for the future service delivery, or as of now, what is it that we are doing? Community service overlapping shift, reporting 2 hours before the normal shift. It's now in place. Someone might maybe raise a question, what is it that this kennel is talking about? Remember, compatriots, at the time of exchanging the shift, our members are working 12-hour shift. So as from at the early hours of between 5 and 6, that's the time when our suspects or the perpetrators see the opportunity, saying that now the police are exchanging shift, there's no more police visibility. We have come up with a strategy to form an extra shift which will report before 5 at the 04 hour, overlapping, and then the normal shift will come while we had more boots on the ground in order to fight crime which are taking place between 5 and 6 during the time of exchanging shifts. And then the other thing that we have implemented, it's in place now, it's a language barrier. The language barrier, I with my management, we had make sure that each and every shift, it's having two of the officers who is conversant with Afrikaans, who can speak Afrikaans frequently. So each and every shift, it's having two officers who can fluently understand and speak Afrikaans. And then furthermore, number 3, we had a plan on visibility through integrated forces. We have started, we had from Metro, 3 vehicles. These Metro vehicles, remember colleagues, are tasked to monitor the Region 6. And Region 6, it's not only Eersterust. So I've reached an agreement with Subsidras that will let her prioritize Eersterust. So he assured me that the Eersterust will be prioritized with, on these 3 vehicles with 12 Metro Police members in every shift. And then we have got 2 vehicles, it's a Crafter and a BMW of a crime prevention warrants, which is transporting not less than 25 per shift members who will be doing stop and searches and then try to assist us or assisting us in fighting crime only here in Eersterust. And then for Saps members, we've got 2 per shift of marked police vehicles, which will be assisting in 2 sectors. Remember, Eersterust is demarcated in 2 sections. It's Sector 1 and Sector 2. So each sector will be having a vehicle with members, and then the other sector will have its own vehicle for the duration of the shift, which will make 24 hours. And then furthermore, the operation on school safety, we've got a program on school safety. Each and every week through crime prevention personnel, my crime prevention officer, social crime prevention officer, which is Constable Olben, as well as the CPF and Department of Community Safety, as well as other departments and other stakeholders around Eersterust. We make sure each and every week, twice or thrice, we are visiting all these 6 schools and distributing not less than 5 pamphlets on bullying, gender-based violence, substance abuse, and then we are making unannounced school searches. Furthermore, the crime of Eersterust, which are affecting Eersterust community, and it's a problem to us, but we are trying by all the best to reduce these types of crime. It's assault with serious injuries and assault with minor injuries. Let me outline this. The high volume of this crime, it's a domestic violent crime, meaning that this crime, the perpetrator is related to the victim. And most of these cases are being withdrawn in some few days. So in Eersterust Police Station, we have come up with a suggestion that we are no more longer withdrawing cases at the station, but rather the person whom want to withdraw the case must go to court and withdraw the case from the magistrate. Because you might find that these perpetrators are repeated offenders. So these abusive individuals, they keep on committing this crime because they are breadwinners. Our victims got no choice but to withdraw these cases. So that's a challenge that we are having. So what I want to bring unto you as a community that I respect most fully so, let's advise the victim of this gender-based violence to opt for protection orders. We can open a case, but go for the protection order. Because a protection order, it adds more value. At the time that perpetrator commits or maybe assaulted you, he will be or she will be contravening what the magistrate posed to him. And then in that fashion, you weren't able to withdraw the contravention of that protection order. And then you can withdraw only your assault case. So I will, as we have spoken with the CPF, we encourage the community to opt for the protection order while you are opening your case. And then furthermore, we've got these street robberies. Street robberies, colleagues, it's promoted by this market who bought these stolen goods. I've arrested not more than 5 people, only this month, for buying these stolen goods from this 14-year-old here in Eersterust. As I'm speaking now, the members from the public order policing are busy processing someone there at the station, a 16-year-old who was busy selling a cell phone here at the Pick and Pay. But now when they search him, they found out that the young soul, it's having a toy gun on its soul, on his waist, and then allegedly that someone was robbed early hours of the morning while he was going to work. So this thing, which I think it's exaggerated by people who are buying this stuff from these kids. So now we have another problem of these Uber carjackings. We have arrested since the 14th, 8 were arrested, and all of those are minors. So now we are no more releasing these kids under the supervision of their guardians. We send them direct to a place of safety in Soshanguve. You are sending them direct to the place of safety in Soshanguve. In terms of bullying, we've got also about 6 of them who are at the place of safety as we speak because of bullying other kids at school or maybe at the gate of the schools. So that is a way to minimize or suppress these types of offenses. The malicious damage to property. We had a problem with malicious damage to property. Even this, it's domestic related. The only people whom are related, once maybe they had an argument, and then cell phones or any valuable items belong to other party, it's being broken. And then thereafter, the people came to the station, and then when they resolved this or someone bought that cell phone, and then they came and withdraw cases. Remember, when you withdraw a case, but the statistic, you can't wipe it out. We will be sitting with a high stats while people are now in good terms. So those are the things that I want community at least before you can take a decision. Don't take any decision while you are angry, but take a decision when you understand yourself that I want this person behind bars, and then from there is an intervention even in court where they can at least intervene on let that the perpetrator to pay for your valuable gadget, to reimburse you. There are some laws which allows that. If maybe you can request the prosecutor would let's go this way, and thereafter and then you could see how to reprimand this person after I have been reimbursed. And then the issue of theft general, it's just the same. People are stealing, there's a market. Stole my phone, and then it's gonna sell for to Mr. X. Because these kids, they could see that though to make a quick cash, I must steal something valuable to someone and sell it to Mr. So-and-so. There are those markets around the area, not far, not out of Eersterust, but here. Because our stats tells that we got the problem here of a market of stolen items. People as old as 50 something of years, they are buying things from these 14-year-old kids. So by so doing, we are promoting crime. Please, 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 let's just talk amongst ourselves, church leaders, let's pray for those people who are buying stolen items. Never allow someone, if you see this person is receiving stolen property, just be quiet. Even maybe if you are afraid of reprimanding him or her, you can just come to my office and inform me. And then from there, before I could go there, I will open a case and arrest him. Because the time of reprimanding people acting like we are social worker, it's over. Thank you. Furthermore, the theft out of motor vehicle. We have these people who are visiting houses around Eersterust, packed the vehicle on the street, and then he just went inside the house and just fell asleep in a house. Visiting, buy your vehicle. Remember that vehicle, the value, it's more, you will find it's more than 400,000. But someone left the vehicle on the street and then it just go inside and then it just until the following day. And then you will find what these people now who are passerby, maybe from the Philippines or from everywhere where they came from, they see an easy target, then break into this car. After that, the person will woke up and come, they have buckled my car and stole this valuable item or stole my wheel caps or stole so and so. That is why now we will be having a high stats on the theft from or out of motor vehicle because people are leaving their stuff unattended. So please, community members, let's at least, if you see that your neighbor or maybe someone visiting you, if you doesn't have a place to park the vehicle, let a person go somewhere at least maybe at the garage. Let him park that vehicle because it's the garage, there are cameras there, and then the vehicle will be safe. Other than maybe the person park the vehicle just in front of a gate where anyone who's a passerby can have an access to that vehicle. Thank you. In terms of the total number from the 14, we arrested 42 people and processed for court. The total for the month since the 1st of this month, April, we arrested 150 people and then we processed them successfully to court. So those are the cases which you opened since the beginning of the month, and then from there we put our efforts and arrested those whom you accused are the person who caused harm or caused something which is unlawfully so to you. So we will keep on and then we will strategize just to make sure that we keep the place where you are staying safe, free of crime. Our aim is to squeeze crime to zero. But bear in mind, fighting crime begins with us. I thank you. Thank you, thank you. The chairperson reminds me of a critical issue of that person was hijacked in the early hours of the morning. Unfortunately, he lost his life. So since until for now, I can't divulge further in terms of the investigation, but the investigation, it bears fruit and then it's still underway. Since until now, two persons were arrested in connection, then they were found in possession of that blue GTI parts, spares. It's a bumper and lights as well as the grill. The grill as well as the back bumper. So the target, it's in a success state or maybe in a state where we will, it's imminent, they're gonna make a breakthrough. It's in court and then with two suspects who had the hand on that crime, two were arrested. So it's just a point. Anyone who's having further information pertaining that, we are more than welcome. And thereafter, then you can consult my office. I can promise that your information, it will be treated anonymously so. And then one other thing, there's this thing of the drugs, drug houses and the like, my police just visiting these drug houses. What we can do with your, what I can do, I'm requesting for you to assist me because I once had some photos of or some of my police members frequenting maybe those drug hotspots. Immediately that when you see or you notice someone there, just to the registration number of that vehicle, and thereafter you forward on my WhatsApp, just with the short message, and then from there, remember our vehicle is having this AVL. It can report at this time, this vehicle was at this spot, on this spot. And then from there, what we're gonna do, all the complaints that we are attending, all the complaints, you log the complaint, it's being registered on a system with dispatch. So there's no any other complaint that it's supposed to be attended without the record keeping. So if a person said, no, the drug dealer was attending this complaint, it's supposed to be attached by the information on the system. So we can do a huge difference if you can just notify me through WhatsApp, even on weekend or during the night and the like. I will just there and there immediately phone the person. What are you doing at this house number so and so, at street number so? He's supposed to give me a satisfactory explanation. If I'm not satisfied, I will dispatch someone laying just a formal complaint against the member, going direct to that house. What was my member doing here? So that is a way where we can fight this tendency. So I think that's a way we can just do away with this tendency. Because if I ask them, said no, I received a call that there's 1, 2, 3. You find that thing that it's saying it's just as work related and the like. So it needs a thorough investigation in order to find out what is it that that person is doing. If maybe it's Mr. Jacobs who sends that message, you will find that if 10 people will be complaining by one person. That is where now we would see there's a problem here. So could you please, let's stand up and report to this. And then if you could see, if it's myself, you will be getting the number to the district commissioner. You report me at the district commissioner. And then furthermore, the issue again of the drugs. We are having some programs which are run by the crime intelligence. And for you, if maybe you are just in a rush. You want to see things happening. There's this Crime Stop number. Once you phone the Crime Stop number, you set that number, so and so and so, there's a problem. And thereafter, they will open a file in Midrand at the crime stop. Then they will send me an email. They won't say who says so. They will tell you, at this house, there's a problem. It's suspected that this is a drug house. You suppose there's a time frame. You're supposed to respond in 14 days or 21 days. So those are the things that if maybe you want to report, you can report that or you can come to my office because I don't want to do the reputation. You will find maybe if you want you're complaining about drug house number 1 and then 3 about Mobin, they have complained about that. Then we suppose just to do one thing until we do progress and then we continue for the betterment of Eersterust. Ne? You are more than welcome. I'm not hiding anyone. You won't see me even to anyone's house except that one, maybe it's for the good cause, ne? Or maybe for crime related where I've come to arrest you, or just maybe for mourning or something else which it's of a good reputation. I won't just go to somewhere where you will suspect. Now, once people suspect, that means there's something there. People, they must just say, why, just ask themselves without any question. But if they said this is what is happening, you must know. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Ne? So I thank you.
Ek gaan dit nou, ek was amper nou dit wil te sê. In die polisie as jy gaan in die polisie gaan as 'n nommer daar, maar ek gaan dit nou gee ook vir julle. What can you just give that number to them? As jy 'n foon het, vat dit af as 'n WhatsApp. Enige tyd kan jy vir Colonel dit stuur. Dankie.
Zero 82 850 8088. I'll repeat it for you again. The station commander's number. You can contact him via WhatsApp as well on this number. 082 850 8088.
All right, let Colonel come up and give you the crime stop number if you got it. Then we can go further. Yeah, just hold on, we will do it. I just want to talk about the gambling houses. We're going to come to the questions now. That is even one problem that we're facing in Eersterust, the gambling houses. Please come up. Would you see there's a gambling house? We know in Steenkamp is one. We don't know where's the others. But if you see them, please be giving that number for me. We will go and investigate in that. Okay. All right. Stop number, Papla, it's 08 6 00 10111. 086 00 10999. 111, sorry. You got it? All right, this 08 600 10111. Het ons dit? As ek te vinnig. Alright, kom ons gaan weer. 086 00 10111. Het ons dit? Kyk, ek gaan nou nie debate omtrent dit nie. Ek gee die nommer. Probeer hom net weer. Baie dankie. All right, now we're going to have the opportunity to ask questions. All right, we're going to start on this side. All right, just tell I'm Papala 1, 2, 3. This is the question. We're going to take 4 from this side, and we're going to take 4 from this side, and 4 from that side. But we're going to start first on this side. All right. Senate VCA and alles. Ek dink ek as chair ran die program en laat ek die program ran so dit moet geran word. Daai gaan ons kom. Kom ons doen net wat ons hierso het en ons hardloop dit asseblief. Councillor en Jan, ons gaan bly kom. Gee ons net 'n opportunity om dit te hardloop asseblief. Alright, sê net ek wil net die name is te kry die hande hier op. Is Papla is 1 2 3 4. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. DJ, Black. Where were you, man? Okay, morning, everyone. Firstly, I just want to say to the CPF, the newly elected CPF, I think, Naps, you and your team, you are doing a good job. I don't want to take anything from the previous CPF management. I think Jacobs and them, they worked hard, but you are younger, you are more vigorous, and you come with new ideas. And we wish you very well. Okay, I think this whole meeting, Colonel, the main focus point could actually have just been drugs, because all the crime emanates from this thing of drugs. I don't know yourself, do you know of any drug houses in Eersterust? We hear every time that there is a plan by intelligence to deal with this scourge, and nothing happened. There's only more and more and more drug houses that sprung up. So we want to trust Saps, we want to trust the police to say, yes, we have a plan. But we are tired to just hear there's plans, but the business is going on. It's as usual. You can raid a drug house now, this morning at 10. You find drugs there, by 5 they're already selling again. So what plan is that? What sustainable plan is that you can raid in the morning and sell in the afternoon again? I'm talking about experience. I'm not just making this an example. I'm talking about experience that I've seen with my own eyes. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Chairperson of the CPF and all protocol observed. I just have a question in terms of the process that the CPF have followed. Is all the members vetted of the CPF, number one? And then number two, can we adopt as a suggestion a zero tolerance on alcohol and drugs in public? Because our children are being exposed to these things from a young age. And when you get to centers like Pick and Pay and other places, we see people openly drinking alcohol in public. And when we talk about the drug issue, we've got a drug economy in Eersterust, a thriving drug economy in Eersterust, meaning that, you know, drugs are not bought by money that people work for. People steal to buy drugs and support their habits. But where does it start? We've got a lot of symptoms that we're trying to address, but we need to get to the root. There was a time where we had a station commander that adopted a zero tolerance to drugs and alcohol in public. Our children can't help what they see with their eyes. But we as the adults allow them to see all these bad things. So I plead with the CPF, with the station commander, to stop allowing drugs and alcohol to be used in public. Thank you.
Goeiemôre almal. Dis Tronsbyt. Wat ek wil uitvind by die kernel. Kernel, in Eersterust sê jy, daar's 2 polismanne wat op kantoor gaan werk wat Afrikaans praat. As jy in Mamelodi gaan, hulle praat Tswana. Die hele stasie bestaan uit Tswana speaking people. Waarom is daar net 2 persone vir Eersterust, wat ons taal is in Eersterust Afrikaans? Dan nommer 2 is, hoeveel wenne, hoeveel karre is daar by die polistasie? Ek meen, speders gaan op dingese, hulle is af. Hy gaan na huis toe met die kar. Eersterust is groot. Daar word 2 wenne beskikbaar gestel. Waarom? Ek meen, daar is miskien 10 wenne daar. Dan word daar 2 beskikbaar gestel vir die hele gemeenskap. Waarom? Die ander ding is ook, het julle allerlei generator reggemaak. Helfte van die tyd as ons daar kom en is loadshedding, en is die krag af, polisie se hek is toe, die deure is toe. Daaronder, by die onderste kersies, het ons 'n brug daar. Almal weet van die brug. Baie van ons mense wat hier sit, wat oorloop werk toe, word geroof deur ons kinders. Ek was al in Langstraat, by die dinge is 'n majoor, toe praat ek met haar, toe sê sy sal sien, of sy met Eersterust en met dinge sy kan praat, kameeldrif, en met Island, se polisie, om te hoor of hulle nie kan rotate met 'n wen in die oggend en in die middag en daar. Niks gebeur nie. Die green beans is hierso. Nou die dag daar by die blou skool, daar word elke dag gedobbel daarvoor. Die BMW trek vas in aan hulle op, hulle kyk hulle net so. Wat kan hulle maak? Hulle tikkies gaan aan, hulle dobbel aan. Elke oggend staan ons daar by die blou skool, het ons 'n probleem, ons kan nie verbykom nie. Die green beans kan ons nie help nie. Hulle kan ons nie help nie. Ja, jy Denland toe gaan. Daaroor kan die garage. Mense staan open in die dag en staan hulle in doffel daar. Metro doen niks nie. Polisie doen niks nie. Green beans doen niks. Alright, die wardens, sorry. Jammer. Jammer vir dit, chance. Ek meen, hulle doen niks nie. Mense, wat 'n oplossing het ons? Daar onder in Willie Swartsen. Hulle het Vrydag iemand die Uber gevat daarso. Council kan nie die straatse ligte doen nie. Hulle kan niks doen daaronder. Wat beteken dit vir ons? Ek meen, jy is 'n stasiebevelvoerder. Kom jy vir ons dieselfde lieg, wat almal kom lieg vir ons die hele tyd. Doen vir ons iets. Ek meen, doen vir ons iets. As julle dit nie wil doen nie, sê ons stryd. Ek meen, daar se dinge se daar onder by dinge se Jonas. Daai daggewinkel. Is hy ding legal? Volgens wet is daar nie 'n daghuis wat legal is nie. As jy nie 'n kemis besit nie, kan jy nie daai goed te verkoop nie, mense. Google dit. Google dit regtig. Soop jy kan dit nou Google en sien jy. Google dit, wys hom. Daar is nie 'n ding wat legal is nie, is wettig. Dis nie wat ek sê nie. Google dit mense en sien julle. Dankie.
Sorry voor die praat en goed. People, you sien ek is een persoon, I'm a person that I don't cut people off. We ask questions, relative questions, direct the questions to the colonel and everything so that we can have limit time so that we can give everybody the chance to do that in future. Please, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Wilfred Marlon Spielman. I am a captain in the South African Police Service. I want to direct something to Colonel Mziza. There was an incident that happened. I reported an accident at your station. And I did ask a question why they took so long to bring an AR form to my presence to be helped. The warrant that's sitting next to you, I think he knows me. He was there that day when I reported the accident. But there was a constable. The first thing that you have to do, Colonel, is your discipline at your police station. Your discipline is a... We are here to service the community. We are not here to do whatever we want or feel we want to do. A constable can never talk to a person, a captain in the South African Police Service, the way that she did that day to me. I didn't report it to you because the two warrants, it was Warrant Chabalala and the warrant that's sitting there with you, that intervened and told me to leave this. I wanted to take it further, but they convinced me not to. They told me they will reprimand her, but I won't tolerate that anymore. I'm an officer also like you are officer in the police, Colonel. I will never let a person, if you come to me, I will help you with dignity and pride. You did not come here to the South African Police Service to come and serve the community with that attitude. That I will never allow. I am sorry to say, but that is the thing that breaks the image of the police. And that's why people will see the police as doing nothing for them. That I can guarantee you, I will never allow that to happen to me. That is an officer in the police happening that day. I will never allow. And then the second thing is, the liquor that they are talking about. Liquor also contributes to crime. If you are intoxicated, you still go further and use drugs. That leads to crime, Colonel. And whatever happens here at Pick n Pay and all the other bottle stores, people sitting outside drinking, that is not a good image. So we start running these people's licenses. If you are selling off-site consumption, the people must move with their liquor. If they have an on-site consumption, they must sit inside the yard and drink. So please, we must look at the place here at Eersterust, the shopping mall. And that is the main purpose of the shopping mall. There's a lot of public there. They notice these things. Our kids goes there. There was a fight that initiated there. That students from that flats that's staying there, that attacked some lady there, which is unacceptable. It's not good. If you are a student, you're supposed to do your studying and do not come and do nonsense here. We can't tolerate people that's sitting in a liquor store drinking liquor inside the shop. They are selling there off-site. They must buy, move on. That is what I'm talking about, Colonel. And I really, really hope that this thing will stop there at Pick n Pay and all the other bottle stores. Thank you.
I think we will answer the 4 hands that I've asked. Veronica, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Okay.
Good afternoon, Chairperson. All protocol observed. My name is Veronica Marian, and I would like to refer to me as a community activist. When I came to the meeting, I thought I'm going to hear a plan of action of how Saps, CPF, and the safety wardens are going to work together to make sure that this community is well protected. I didn't hear anything I heard about a plane. Now we all know, well, it's a new thing for the new CPF people who were just elected. They inherited a lot of things. No disrespect to Mbok and Derek, but guys, take all your SEPs leaders, or everybody in that SEPs, back to Bato Pile, if they even know what it means, or did they forget? Because the minute you step into the police station, the first thing I, as a community leader, want is courtesy, which we don't get. Number two, value for money. We pay tax, man. We want the value, we want to see what are you doing. I can talk about a lot of things here, but I'm not going to do that. I'll do that offline. Our schools, when the MSc of Safety was here, the commander promised that there will be patrolling in the morning and in the afternoon. For the time that I've been driving around, I didn't see Jack. So I'm wondering what happened to that promise. And the schools are getting worse and worse. Corbin, thank you for your efforts and your team. We really appreciate you. But something needs to be done drastically. And this is my last comment, because if I'm going to stand here, nobody's going home. I would like to see, when it comes to drug dealing, mense, vir wat is julle bang? Om julle aunties en oomies en julle neighbors en wie ever die goed verkoop, julle monde te hou. Kyk hoe lyk ons youth, hulle lyk so zombies. But you are quiet because wie gaan, my chomie gaan sê, ek het gesê, ek worry nie wie nie, ek sê, I shame and I name them. By my, as Besh, julle ken hom, as 'n warrant uit vir hom arrest, hoekom is hy nie toegesluit nie? Hoekom is hy nog nie toegesluit nie? Ek wil het weet, want wie hulle hoekom, en ek gaan het weer sê. En moenie my nie vertel van wat die bewyse nie. Nou praat ek my taal, want ek wil my express. Hoekom is hy nie toegesluit nie, en hoekom, want hy ran die police station. Al die IO's is in hom sak. Hulle gaan hulle envelopes sal so staan, name nie. Jy gaan nie vir my vra wat is die evidence nie, want ons gaan nie mal is om ons mense in naams hoe te sit, in pictures te vat, en morgens dienetjie weer geskiet en die ene geskiet, want hulle is cowards, they use people to do their dirty work. Ek gaan nie weer neem, ek gaan nie weer kwaad, ek sê Besh, ek sê wie ever, ek sê Milo, ek sê almal, julle kan maar gaan sê, ons is moeg vir die, kyk hoe lyk ons youth. Now, when it comes to the wardens, there's a huge concern there. How did you integrate the youth with SAPS and CPF to work together? Because I would like to know, do they have the job requirements from the MSC's office? I sincerely hope so. Because now we see them standing in front when you come into the police station, which I know for a fact it's not part of the job description. Because the police want to go to Pick n Pay, and wherever kom staan jy gou hier doen gou die vir my. Nee, julle moet nou ophou. En ek voel net, die SEPs needs a complete overhaul. Die mense wat daar werk vir so lank, hulle dink hulle is by die huis hierso. Hulle worry nie van ons nie. Want hulle kom in hulle karre, dan gaan hulle na hulle huise toe where there's law and order. Just like the PRO said, where there is no law, chaos prevails. Dis hoekom ons community in chaos is. So I want to see In actual fact, you must have a quarterly meeting. It's part of your KPIs. Every quarter there must be a meeting. We don't have meetings. When last did we have one? We don't know the states what's happening in Eersterust. For all that we know, the states that you give, Eersterust is sharp. And it's a hot spot. It's not even a hot spot, it's a burning spot. And we are tired, and we had enough. It's now time for you guys to get your act together really and show us you can do it. We will help, ask our help. I'm willing to help wherever, and everybody knows that. People who are here that are sitting here, stop sitting in your houses and type on Facebook, man. Kom julle uit, kyk hoe min is ons. Maar as 'n hele community wat sukkel, moenie dink die ding gaan nie aan jou deur klop nie. Dan verwag jy die mense moet kom help, maar julle kom nie meetings toe om die goede te adres nie. And I thank you.
Good morning, community, and the protocol observers. Whatever Captain has said is the whole truth. Nothing but the truth. Even myself, I was treated the same. The way Captain was treated, they even told me, you are no more a police officer. A constable told me that you are no more a police officer. But I'm on pension and I'm getting I'm still on a police payroll. So I don't know whether I have to work until I lie down or went home with a stretcher or whatever. But when time comes, a person has to go and rest. So 2 weeks ago, I had a house breaking 2 times in my house. The third time I caught a thief in my house. When I went to police station to open a case, they didn't want to help me. I worked 20 years as a detective in the SAPS. And I worked 40 years in the SAPS uninterrupted. 40 years. That means I wasn't stopped and they say, you have a crime, you have to stay home for a month or a year or whatever. But the treatment that I got there, I was even told, you are no more a policeman. So the discipline, Colonel, in your police station is very bad. It's very, very bad. The reception there is very bad. And I told myself, when I'm treated like that, what about the community members? I even told the lady that was helping me, because the lady was busy helping me. Then comes one lady who was on standby, who is detective, and say, no, for this guy, wait, I will come and interview him first before you open a case. So I don't know. If I go and open a case in a police station, been working for detective for 20 years, and after my pension, I was called in the Hawks to come and work for the Hawks for 2 years. If she says she wants to interview me before I open a case, can I go to a police station while I know there is no case there? While I know, no, this is no case. It's going to be a waste of time, or just fill up your stats, whatever, or rise your number of cases, whatever. Can I go to police station and say I want to open a case? There was a house breaking in my house twice. The person came twice. The third time I found him right in my house. So the way I was treated there is the same. When I hear the captain say that, I say, oh no, it's the way they are doing. And the other thing that I want to say is, there at the back, I give you information, Colonel. That one I pimp. I give you information. There is a road there which was open, which is going to East Lane. That road is going to cause a problem there, because we know the official road in Eersterust R2, the exit. But that one is going to cause a big problem. The problem is still coming. I'm just warning you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chairperson and everyone present, the community of Eersterust. My name is Bashan Jacobs. I'm one of the members who actually work hard in the community to try and help the community to get to a place where we're all going to call, basically, this is my Eersterust. I'd just like to mention a few things to the superiors here in the police. We're sitting with a big problem because people are not, or the leaders are not united. We're sitting with another problem because there's no effective action being taken. What I mean by effective action is that, you know, we've got talk shops here in the community. We're given stats. Like today, we had stats about people being arrested, but there's no stats about the drug lords being sorted out. And that is a huge problem. We can't fight crime if we have people on drugs. We cannot fight crime if we have people on drugs. I'm saying it again. We can't fight crime if we have people on drugs. If you get rid of the drugs, then Eersterust is gonna go back to the time when I grew up. I grew up in a time when you could count on your two hands in the community who's doing buttons. All right? It's a huge problem. If we're not, we can't expect the police to do their job. Yes, if the community. But one thing I noted that the colonel said here in front, he said that the police vehicles are being monitored by a system, and they can actually see where the vehicle stopped. Now, why is that? Why should the community basically come and say, this car is standing by this house? There's just a question, sir. It's no disrespect or anything, but it's a question that you guys need to look at because you are not effectively monitoring the cars. You're not effectively monitoring the cars. And that is something that for a person speaking with, or having worked with track and trace devices and all of that, and, you know, seeing how the system works, you can actually put a fence, right? Like a fence around all the drug houses. And if the vehicle goes into that area, there is an alert that should be sent. So you can't expect the community to put themselves at risk when they're feeling that they are not actually being effectively protected. Because now we have to use a panic button. Imagine you stay in Eersterust with a police station, and you have to use a panic button who reacts faster. The call that comes through to you comes faster than the police in Eersterust. That's a huge problem. So all I'm asking is that, I've highlighted a few things, yes, but all I'm asking, you know, I've learned that you must know your ask. You must be effective in your ask. All I'm asking is for effective community policing here in Eersterust to actually, you know, if people they report a crime, it must be taken care of. The second thing is, you as police can't expect us as the community to do your work for you. It's totally wrong, because then we might as well get your pay. Imagine if I have to stand up, walk down, it's not effective. And that's all I'm asking, is that for the policing to become effective again. You know, my generation just came, we just basically dodged the apartheid scourge. You know, I was born in 79. So when I grew up, 80s, 90s, we just dodged the apartheid scourge. I was the last class at Eersterust Secondary where we got hiding. The last class, matric class, the last class, to got the hiding. And from there on, we got this problem in Eersterust now. So all I'm asking is that you as a police you have to basically take the tactics of apartheid. Take those tactics, please. Take the tactics of apartheid. Because what happened in apartheid, we didn't, as I gee jou wen gekom het, when the yellow van arrives, it's trouble. The police was respected. And now, even with the wardens, they're being ignored. So I think we have to basically, the leaders have to work towards getting the policing back to and gain the respect of the community. And the only way that that's going to happen is if they become more effective. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Desiree Fisher. I'm from the Concerned Parents Association, and I speak on behalf of parents. I'm going to raise a few issues. First of all is, as concerned parents, I just want to warn the parents, because we're running between Mamelodi Hospital, Steve Biko, the Hatfield Court, the justice system to save your children. Steve Biko and Mamelodi Hospital call us in because they want us to counsel the children of Eersterust. The drug users, there's something in the drugs that's causing gangrene, and you will see all these children walking around with bandages. So it means that this drug that is being sold is not illicit anymore, it's poisonous. So we have to go, I'm from Mamelodi Hospital last night. We had to go and counsel 3 children to say that your finger has to be amputated because you are going to lose your whole hand if they don't do it. They signed themselves out of Mamelodi Hospital, they signed themselves out of the hospital, so they call us in to say, the parents can't get through to these children, please help us counsel these children, so that's what we do. We go to Hatfield Court because every Monday there is drones of drug children that is being sent to Hatfield Court to just go and plead with the social workers, please send these children to rehabilitations. I was once at court when a child stole a chocolate and he got 5 years. He's now in Pretoria Central. So that is what is happening to these children of Eersterust. We have to go to Department of Justice because the unemployed cannot find work. They have criminal records because they were caught over the years with dacha. And they have to wait for 10 years before that criminal records comes off. So yes, we have a huge crisis. But today I want to say to Colonel Caesar, I feel sorry for you. You have a hot potato in your hands. You've inherited this. But why did you inherit this, sir? Because the man next to you, Mr. Bogapa, was supposed to ensure that Eersterust gets a safety plan. He's been here for many years. Eersterust was not part of the safety plan. Have you ever seen a safety plan? You've never been part of a safety plan. So don't blame the colonel. You've never seen a safety plan. The second thing is the man sitting next to the colonel is the councillor. We're talking about drugs here. That man was supposed to ensure that Eersterust has a local drug action committee. We had an Mbizo in 2014. In 2014, doing a study. At that time, they estimated we had 14,000 substance users here in Eersterust. So what did they decide? Eersterust is a hotspot. Eersterust must get a local drug action committee. The councillor was supposed to ensure that that local drug action committee is active. He's been here for how many decades? He has not done anything. So we're going to blame the police? We can't blame the police. We must blame the councillor. He was supposed to ensure that the local drug action committee is active. The other thing is, where is the Department of Health? It's to ensure that the local drug action committee is active. They would have held the clinic responsible to say that do a campaign around the dangers of drugs to these children. So the police is supposed to work with the local drug action committee. The police cannot be responsible for these drug addicts. The local drug action committee would have picked up all these problems and alerted this community that this is what happened. You must just check. You will see them all on crutches. There's children in the bushes. They get needles to inject themselves. And how do they survive? They have to go and steal. Because you know what? We have an overpopulation problem here in Eersterust. This place was built 60 years ago for 10,000. We now an explosive population of 80,000. The structures can't take it. So what are our councillors supposed to do? Fight for us for our houses. Because we are 20 in one house, 3 generations. Our problem is not street lights. Our problem is housing. I mean, I can go on and on and on, but I'm saying is, don't just blame the police. Blame the people that should be blamed. There is no safety plan. We've never been part of it. We need a crime in Bizo. And I'm putting it to Mr. Bogopa. He must please go to the MEC's office and we need a crime in Bizo. We don't want to come there and talk about nuanced issues. We want to talk about the real issues. My appeal to the councillor is, can you ensure that that local drug action committee happens tomorrow? Thank you.
My name is Stephanie Marie. I'm also a resident here in Eersterust. Firstly, I want to thank Auntie Days, but we must also remember that we cannot look at one person as Mr. Lawrence to do the whole Eersterust. We as a community must also bring our side. But my question is, what I want to ask from the police and from the colonel, once someone is locked up has been caught with drugs, you send them to the, they get locked up, they're going to court. Immediately, that person gets released. Once that person gets released, that is how they can sell immediately again. Isn't there a stronger bond that the police can do to keep that? Because remember, that is only the small fish that we've got. Because as I understand, that drugs has to be sent to the lab to see what type of drugs is it and then they never come back, because to be honest, I had the same situation with my own son, because when they locked him up the Saturday, he was released the Monday, and they've never come back to say, okay, now you're going to court. The case was withdrawn against him. And then a request that I've got from the wardens is our schools. If they can maybe divide themselves in the afternoons at the schools, because children are smoking dacha, they are smoking drugs, they are disrespectful. So if the wardens are around, and especially at Prosperity School, you won't be able to pass there the time that the school gets out, because why, it is their area there. When drugs has been sold, they sell it to the children. So if we can just look at a stronger method to keep those, even if they only the small fish, keep them there and try to get to the crutch of the problem, so that they must get to the bigger ones. But then they're out again. And I know about a couple that's been locked up also in this week. And all of them are out again, and they're selling again. Thank you.
My naam is Melanie. Ek het 'n concern. Ek gaan nou nie met die polisie baklei nie, want I think they need training. Not all young people are criminals. If you enter the police station and then they will ask your child, wat het jy gedoen? not all our children are criminals. Some of the children are just coming to do some work. Jy weet mos stamp jou matriek sertifikaat, jou graad om werk te kry. One thing that I observed in the police station, the wardens, they are helping us. They're really helping the community. But I think they need training. And the only way that they will get training is when, say for instance, the police officer in the office train those children. They are young and we mustn't break them down. They need training. Train them and maybe they will become better young people and maybe they will help us when we come to the police station. And I do agree with people. You come to the police station, they don't help you. Clean up in front, make it more professional. And then I think maybe things will happen. And then the second question I'm having, we are working women, we are leave home about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. We need to pass Bellakisten Avenue daar achterom. People of Eersterust, we can't blame people. We are throwing the stuff there. We can't even go there. What about the woman? We drive a car. So as you are battling to get out of your there in, daar's criminals wat daar's kinders wat daar slaap. Mense, ons moet kyk na, moet nie goed te daar gooi nie. Maak dit oop vir ons wat ons gaan werk toe daar is mense wat regtig waar in die middag en in die aande daar deurloop. Then one concern I'm having, I'm staying in Claremont site en ek weet julle praat mos oor Kavuki nie, né? It's a sensitive thing. Nobody's talking about it. We are all part of the crime in Eersterust. We are all criminals. So don't blame one another, say I'm not a criminal. Because stands have been sold there to people and then they're renting it out. Daai erwe kry hulle dan verniet. Hoe kan ek 'n erf uitvier en geld maak van dit? And this thing I'm bringing to this meeting, ons moet praat oor die goede, want because we don't talk about it. And then the third thing is al die geboue. Daai saal daaronder. People, if we're not using those things, mense gaan kyk wat gaan na binnekant aan. Die jong meisies wat daar is. Die kinders wat openbloot seks het voor ons jong kinders. So we need to work on that. So if the building is not doing anything for us as a community, break the building then. Maak skoon wat skoon gemaak moet word, maar ons kan nie so aangaan nie. Ek is nou nie 'n activist en wat ook al nie, but I'm a concerned person living in Eersterust, looking after my pa wat oor kan Kavuki bly van 80 jaar oud, wat die mense sommer in jou hart kom, dan moet die oom bewe. We can't allow that. Dan gaan ek kom skiet, dan gaan hy sê hulle polisman my vang, want dan gaan hulle sê ek het die persoon doodgesit. Let's clean up and let's be, kom ons wees bang om te praat nie. Daar is 'n pad en die kinders dobbel by die winkel en ons weet van die mense besoek die winkel om geld te kry. Kom ons maak skoon man, maak die winkel toe, maak die pad toe wat deur gaan. Julle maak dit vir ons wat 4 uur in die oggend opstaan, dit baie moeilik. Maar dan wil ek ook sê, kry met die nou begin. Onthou julle hoe Debbie begin werk in Eersterust en anties, dis hoe ek haar gevolg het. Anties, julle kinders is nie by die skool nie. And we laughed about it. That was years ago. We laughed about it. Look at where we are sitting now. Meisies wat verbyloop, zolrook en die zol in jou gesig en blaas. That's not what we want. And we should listen when people are talking. I want to salute that lady. Ek ken haar nie, ek weet haar naam is Debbie. Sy het dit onder my aandag gebring. And I didn't follow Debbie because she's a PA. I followed her because she had a concern about our children not going to school in the morning. Dan gaan hulle daar agter by ons by die spreekie daar oor, dan loop hulle daar. Then she brought it under our attention, but we as a community, we just ignore it. So let's not ignore, let's stop breaking one another down. Let's take hands and let's work together to make this community a better community, because we can do that.
Amen. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 7 years.
Let me test it. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I also want to greet the protocol observed there. Ek is baie bly met, I'm very happy with what I heard. Everything that was said, I had it on my mind. I planned already what to say. Because There are other things that people forgot to spoke about coming to the police. Now, it's not all police. People are, sorry, I apologize for this, the police. But remember, when we talk about police, it's not everybody. There are some of the police who are very disrespectful, and that is a fact. Another thing, Colonel, that I want to ask you personally. Now you tell me and make me understand, because I'm very angry with some of the police. There was a time when my mother was alive, one of the police officers ran into our house, pointed my mother with a gun, and my siblings. Now I just arrived from Joburg at that time when my mother called me to say, come and see what's happening. And I caught him right-handed with a gun, pointing my siblings and my mom. So what I did is, and want to tell the community, at the side of the police van, there is a code that all police vans are carrying. You don't have to bother with them, you just take that code and you submit. So this is what I've done. And I reported the matter to the minister. He lost his job. Since that incident, when he lost his job, that policeman, I'm not going to mention his name, the police started to have a personal vendetta against me. Every time when I go to that police station, they labelized me now. Yeah, this one, 1, 2, 3. And that is not the way they should do. Secondly, when I make cases, open cases, and you know, Colonel, there was an incident where I reported to you, nothing happened. I'm very happy that Colonel Solomons is here. He knows my situation. Now, all the cases, sir, I'm very surprised. I know personally that our community is actually falling under target from the police. This is a personal thing that I know from our police station. Some people are marginalized in Eersterust when they go to open cases, and you need to know about this. It is very important that you take this serious. Some people are marginalized. If you don't have money, they're not going to help you. This is the honest truth. Also, when you go there and to open a case, they know each and every community member. They identify you and say, oh, as jy alweer hier so, jy's lastig man. Julle van Eersterust, julle pla. Hallo? Hoekom resign hulle nie? Ons pla hulle, let hulle resign. Dis wat moeg is vir Eersterust. Julle pla, julle bly sake oopmaak, dan kom julle hier, môre weer die sak. That is not the way to speak to people, because you are here to serve. Rather, what they also do is chasing some of the people that comes to the office that you need to bring. This must really be discussed. I know there is this thing of you having a problem with your family member, go and get a protection order. It's not their business to bully people. No, I'm not going to help you, go and get the protection order. Some people don't even have money to go to Eastland. They don't want to take the case. Go and open a protection order. So that is not right. Another thing that I also want to bring to your attention, I like what the captain said. Yeah, you moet het doen hoor. Anyway, captain, imagine if this is happening to the captain and the ex-police official. Now you need to think further, Colonel. If I'm standing here as a community, a resident, a subject to this community, and you're not paying heed to the complaints of your colleagues, then something is wrong. Another thing also that I want to bring to your attention is the fact that I have, if I can count my cases that I've opened, I have a child, a son, who's very naughty, and the police know him in their sleep. They even SMSs each other, they send SMSs to each other, you know, ja, they die enetjie. Ja, ag man, fok man, gaan lei net die fucking ding op. This is what some of the police are doing. Now they know my son, he's on drugs. I don't have a problem because I'm the one, I was the first person to open a case against my son when he made a mistake. He did wrong. I arrested him, made him to be jailed more than 12 to 15 times. Now one of your workers, your colleagues, come and tell me he's lying, they also do this, Colonel, they lie. If they know your history, they use it to their advantage. Most of my cases was not even investigated. I have it here on my phone, and I want an answer to that because I'm going to take people to task. I don't care because you can't get a case that's open and then you decide, no, the case is closed. Are you crazy? I want the fool who's sitting there in your office making those decisions because I'm so angry. A person, now they're sending me messages to say, this case, they didn't do any investigation. My children were abused and bullied. My son didn't even want to go to university because he was promised to be killed there. The investigating officer, I hope, is here because I speak to him on WhatsApp and he doesn't comply. He kept me on a hook there as if I'm a fish. And all of a sudden, I find that all those cases are closed. I'm going to deal with them. Not in your office, I'm going to deal with them there. And they will know that I do this because many of my colleagues and my brothers and sisters sitting here, they are also treated like I am treated. But I'm not going to be quiet, sorry. I'm going to deal with them, take them to task because they sit there in your offices there and decide, no, this case is closed. I'm going to open it with my big mouth. And also, yes, also Colonel, my daughter got lost one day. I phoned your office to say my daughter is lost, I need assistance. I know there's this thing of 24 hours. I'm also, yeah, listen, no. I know there's this thing of, because it comes from their mouth, 24 hours, Colonel. I am worse than the magistrate. Yeah, I'm worse than the magistrate. I do my thing and I know how to do my thing. So I called them, please help me because I have a disabled baby. I can't just jump from my house and run away and look for my daughter. I know there are people who can do that. So I phoned them. Ja, wanneer is die kind weg? Ek sê, nee, sy het nie van die school afgekom nie. So ek is 'n bietjie worried because it's already 8 o'clock. Ja, is nie onze besigheid nie. Maar toe moet die moe. Is nie onze besigheid. Ek sê, all right, fine. I will communicate with you guys again. Let me go and check where she is. I got into my car. I went and looked for my daughter. As I was looking for my daughter, I couldn't find her. I went to the police station to report because I went by myself looking for her. Die policeman wat daar agter die toonbank sit sê vir my, hy weet nie eens met wie praat hy nie, arme skepsel. Hy sê vir my, God weet, julle hardloop so hier na die polistasie toe om te kom klaar, maar as julle wat julle kinders stuur, hulle moet gaan jol en daar buite slaap, is die ding mal. Ek staan daar in stress, ek is siek, ek huil, ek weet nie waar ek kan, 'n policeman sê dit vir my. Ek sê vir hom, okay, it's fine. Ons van Eersterust, ons lewe mos so, nee, laat ek self gaan, ek ry toe weer, ek gaan soek my dogter, ek kry haar. Julle sal nie glo wat maak hy policeman, ek kry haar. Sy is met jonkies wat dronk gemaak het, en die enetjie het 'n gun uitgehaal vir my, om my te skiet vir my eie kind. Ek vat haar polistasie toe, ek maak die sak oop, ek wil die sak oopmaak, hy sê vir my, nee, kan nie, ek sê, die kind het 'n gun uitgehaal vir ons, nou vir my en my seun daar. Ek bring met my dogter in, ek sê, hier sê, laat sy praat. She's telling them, yeah, this is what happened. They didn't want to open the case because this boy threatened to shoot my son. He threatened to shoot my son. So I'm busy opening the case. Die policeman sit daar, God weet weer, en vir my sê, hy roep haar, kom hier, kom. Sy kom. Hy sê, waar het jy gaan rond jol met die jonkies? Regtig, hy sê vir haar so, where were you jolling? Is it your boyfriends? And what? That is irrelevant. I found her, I brought her, I want to report another matter. He didn't want to listen to the situation. Okay, I said to him, let me open the case because we were threatened and they know my son. Face, don't do that. They know my son, they can meet him someday or one day along in the streets and shoot him. So they made this promise that they will kill him because they know him. So I reported and they didn't want to listen. I went again and I opened the case. There's this last case, Colonel, that happened to me. The guy attacked me and my children in my yard. Ne? He attacked us. They broke my wall. The wall, I have no wall anymore because the wall is broken. I phoned the police, they came, they said to me, open the case. I opened the case. They threatened my son, if you come to Cape Town, we will kill you, because I know some of you know about, what is this place where they kill the people? Menenberg. Menenberg. Now, those guys are staying in Menenberg. I used to accommodate them with a place to stay because they didn't have a place to stay. So now he attacked us. And he threatened to kill my son there, my children, because all of them are going to Cape Town. The investigating officer only got my case. Listen to me, Colonel. The investigating officer they only took my case. There was no investigation done up till date. But they're talking about GBV. By the way, I am a GBV official. I've been assigned last week with national and province to City of Tshwane again. I am qualified in that portfolio. Auburn knows, but
Thank you,
the
Bella.
case was not investigated.
Thank you, Bella.
And I think before I stop, I just hope and pray that.
I think what we will do,
yeah.
the case numbers that you preferring,
Yes.
we can give it to one of our leaders that we can follow it up so that we can address, so that we can filter in the other people, because there's a service delivery session even if you want to do.
And don't stand there lying to me, ne?
Bella, dankie. Next person, please. I'm not a person that like to put people down. I like people to speak. But please just address the question that you want, and then we will answer. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Colonel, there is another thing that I forgot to tell.
Bella, ek gaan met
sorry.
jou, Bella.
Die
ons gaan met jou alleen praat. Ons gaan met jou alleen praat. Dankie.
Hallo mense van Eersterust, ek is Grip en Graaf. Wie wat begin die hele probleem? Mense aan die wat die boos sit. Van my kant af, doen julle goeie werk. Rabar, as julle kom van meer Solomons baie jare terug bygestaan het, as Eersterust raak al 'n regte plek. Toe julle geskweel met die man wat hy man maak. Wat ons toegesluit het op die straat drink, babli rook, toe skweel julle met dit. Toe sy man besig om 'n regte werk te doen, as julle vir hom gesupport het. Was dat nie so goeders nie, mense. Maar alles begin met onsself. Ek is Grip en Graaf, ek het lang drugs gerook. Ek het lang ons kinders gemislei. Dat hulle me dink drugs rook is mooi. Maar wat maak ons mense wat nie drugs rook nie? Help jy jou volgende persoon. Wat maak jy? Dit begin met onsself. Ons wil heel die mense doen nie hulle werk nie. Ons doen nie ons werk nie. Ons is groot geraak in Eersterust met 'n byskop. Wat kyk ons kinders vandag? Mekaar. Maar ons is aan Eersterust af. Kan jy wel bang raak in jou eie Eersterust, wie gaan jou rondsit? Jammer mense, julle almal is cowards. Seriously, te begin met onsself. Ons moet ophou die mense blame. Te begin met onsself. Julle, wat soek ek beter vir my kind? Wat soek ek beter vir myself? Jy worry nie dat eet jou neighbor nie. Maar as hy iets nou op WhatsApp gebeur, julle sit dit nou op. Maar julle kan nie sit hier, daar gaan koop hy na drugs nie. As jy die in sy gesig sien, mense hou hom dop, hy gaan koop drugs. 'n Auntie kom uit die Kaap uit, Sophie Williams, sy kom help julle kinders, wat julle nie meer belang stel nie. Die auntie kom stel belang met ons. Die auntie, Eersterust doen nog meer mense soos die auntie. Te begin, maar hou ons kinders se breins besig. Maak dat hulle begin sport doen. Maak dat hulle begin... Hallo, los die skinnerie mekaar af wil druk. Ons druk onsself af. En verder nog in die grond in. Want toe gaan ons? Nergens nie. Blame die politicians nie. Hulle leer hulle werk. Hulle doen 'n goeie job vir my. Wat ewe hulle probeer, hulle doen 'n goeie job. Mense, te begin met ons almal in Eersterust, man. Ons kan aan die ding, hier is aan ons Eersterust. Vir julle kinders met drugs rook, prostituie raak, want dit is wat gaan gebeur. Hello mense, ons is 'n third world country. 'n first world country kan hier stuk gevaar het nie. Wat gaan ons gebeur?
Baie dankie my broer. Ek waardeer dit. Clayton.
Goeiemiddag allemaal. Mijn naam is Clayton. Ik is een inwoner van Eersterust. Ik denk dat ik hier kom toen zei ik 6 jaar. Ik is nu 58. My thing is, I hear what everybody was saying. But touch on crime. Crime did not start now, especially in our community. The majority of our people live in poverty. And as a community, we must, how can I say, face the challenges so that we can accept the challenges so that we can change it. It's from my side, for a better life. Because currently our children, those that finish matric, they sit at home. You understand? They don't have anything to do. And we, as this community, we are to be blamed. We cannot throw the stones on all the times to people outside our range. We can't. They say charity begins at home. And we must start working on our charity in our homes. And the one thing I want to say is the structure of the CPF is nice. I see it's nice. But as I see when Saps introduced the people that's with him, seems there are 3 people on that group, on our structure, come from one area. You see? And it might seems, I don't have, and it's not a personal thing. There's no balance. When such structures is, there must be balance of forces. We had to have cases in all the other areas, your Islands Park, so that all the people can be in Eersterust on one page. You see? That's from my side. I don't have any personal vendettas, matters to any person. Then the last one shall be, in Eersterust, the police, you are too long in Eersterust. And because of that, it's your kingdom. It becomes your kingdom. You are the ruler of Eersterust, and you are not a service provider for the people of Eersterust. You know who's selling the drugs. You understand? You know everything. As the former speaker Veronica stated, you know who is the culprits. You understand? But yet, you are a member and the act of that culprit. Because why? You are here to get money. You are not here to provide service to those people in Eersterust Ward 43. You aren't. So my plea will be, and I will bring it again, the people, the police must be reshuffled. You understand? Not since you are here, staying here for more than 5 years, 3 years. No. The environment, you understand, is used to you, get used to you, and you get used to the environment. So that thing must stop. And another one is, I hear they talk about the crime in House for All, the drugs, and Islands Park, all the places. But they did not touch. There in the far, next to Sun Valley, that open space there. How many children lost their lives there? And they're staying in that bush. How many children died there? You understand? It's more than 20, 30, 40. You understand? And yet, our government will feed them with the needles. You understand? But they don't go there and come up with a way. How can we get these people in a place of safety so that they can be rehabbed? You understand? Thank you. Have a good day.
I greet you all this afternoon. I think it's 1 o'clock already. I'm just Ree Solomon's a community member. And I think we need to call a spade at the end of the day, because it don't seem like we have a police station here in Eersterust, as that guy said the other day. The thing is this, if you have money, you can get anything right at the police station. So you can buy anyone at the police station. And I just want to come in, there's a guy that I know personally, Hannes. Everyone from Eersterust will tell you, Hannes is strict. He doesn't take money. So why can't we tell that in the police station? Kevin was here, even if he's my brother, I will tell you the truth. I call a spade a spade. He was here, as this guy mentioned. There was changes, discipline. He went in the street. So there's something wrong from this time. I mean, would we sit here for nothing today? So let's just look deeper into the things, Colonel, because I think if a father is the head in the house, he needs to look after his children. And to be honest, if the children are eating, then the father must also eat. So let's stop and face these things. Let's call spade a spade, man. If you're wrong, fix your things and get it right. Make a change as a police. Make a change. That's the word that I wanted to use. Choncho is the thing. If you have choncho, then you get everything right here. There's nobody that can tell you about choncho, because you get everything. No one will say, hey, stop. If I drive around in Eersterust, the police even stop at the shops to get cigarettes, to get money from these guys here. Foreigners. Foreigners, they're not even from Eersterust. They give them money. People, this is my question. What are we going to do? Let me call the right thing with the corruption in our police station. That's my question.
Afternoon, everyone. My name is Dieter. I've got an opinion. Not really a question, but food for thought. Tomorrow's 31 years of freedom. And it's actually sad that we heard this morning SAPS actually shifted some of their responsibilities to the CPF, who led us this morning, saying that we're working on a working document for crimes that's been in existence before my time. Where's the framework? And I don't want to elaborate too much on that. And kudos to the achievements, the quick wins. But a working document today, tomorrow, 31 years in progress is unacceptable. Second to that, yes, there was negativity that turned up here. But I think the flip side of this coin, kudos to everyone that is here. Numbers bringing us, om 'n saal vol mense te maak, gaan nie verskil maak nie. Hier's 'n handjievol mense. You are appealing to us as the community to come forward. But are you coming forward to those aunties, those activists that wants to make the difference, to come on board, to help you with the initiatives, to help with the strategies, to bring about change? So I just want to find out, us as concerned community members, yes, would there be a platform for us to sit like we are here today, come up with our initiatives, bring our suggestions, instead of hearing of working documents that's in the making for 31 years? Unacceptable. Thank you.
Good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity. And I'm Ingle Singh Jr., a community activist. And for the benefit of the panel, I'll speak in English. I just have 4 concerns. I'm going to ask a question, so I'll be expecting an answer on those questions. The first one is related to the illegal foreigners and the spaza shop industry in particular. Now, I've had a discussion with the CPF chair, Mr. Napoleon Miller, and he directed me to the Metro Police. So I'm glad to see that the superintendent of the Metro Police is here. And my question to you is, what are we doing about this? This is illegal. The president has called it out, the ministers called it, and we had a meeting here with all these spaza shop owners, and they were closed for the time, and now they're all open, operating as they wish and as they please. This brings me to our community and our youth that's suffering and struggling. These spaza shops can be run by our own people, and that would solve a lot of problems in this community. So I just need the superintendent to guide us on the bylaws or what is the plan with the spaza shops. The second item that I've got has been discussed many times now, this afternoon, is the narcotics or drugs. And the fact that the police want us to tell them who these people are, and they've been told at risk to these people's lives that are telling you who the drug dealers are. You know who they are, please tell us what you're going to do about it. Don't tell us to tell you. The third issue that I want to raise has got to do with 2 of our panelists there, which is public lighting. Our street lights are not working anymore. Our Apollo high mast lamps, which were erected years ago, are also not working. You know, criminals look for darkness. If you're at home and you hear sound in your yard, and you just switch on the light if your dog is barking, you'll see your dog will be quiet again because those people have seen light. So we are creating an environment that's conducive to crime. And it's not a difficult fix. It can be fixed. Street lights is not going to cost the city of Tshwane multi-million rands. So I think it can be dealt with. My fourth one would be GBV. And what kind of support we have for GBV? Because according to the presidential imbizo we held in 2015, there's an organization at the Eersterust police station, so this is at the kernel of the police station, that in that 1 year got funding to the value of 670,000 rand to deal with GBV and people who are brought to the police station. I just want to know, is that organization still active at the police station? And what are they doing about what's happening? Because I haven't seen it. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I just want to report an incident that happened this morning with no service from SAP Eersterust. And what do you call the guys in the green outfits? Wardens. I've reported from 3 o'clock this morning. We were woke up with loud noise. And this is coming now for 3 months. And we only reacted today because we couldn't take it anymore. And that happened from 3 o'clock till 9 o'clock without the police helping us. They came 4 o'clock, sitting in the cars with the siren on, telling the guys, you have to put off your music. They didn't get out. Kevin, Solomons, you know, if in your days, if they drink in public, they were drinking outside the yard, what would have happened? They were sitting this morning in the vehicle, the van, telling the guys on their siren or what the loudspeaker, whatever, to please lower the music. If they come back, they're going to arrest them or whatever. They never came back. That guys never switched off their music while they were there. And they drew off. They never came back. 6 o'clock, I found again, 6 o'clock, the combi came with the wardens. You know what? They came to join the party. They got out there hugging and high-fiving the guys, spent 10 to 15 minutes, drew off, saying goodbye with the siren. Saying goodbye with the siren. Putting their sirens off, and there they went. We went, after 8, we went to the police station. Colonel, take note of this. When we went, and they were still carrying on, that's now from 3 o'clock, it's now 8:30 this morning. We went to the police station to report what is happening there. And we don't want them, we please ask them to come to the house where this is happening, go in the house, because not one of them that was there earlier this morning went in to go speak to the parents. They were sitting in their cars, SAP. Okay, we were there. Now, okay, fine, they'll send a police van. When we got home, the police van was already, once again, sitting in their cars, sitting in a vehicle, not going to address the parents inside. And you know what happened, Colonel? They were standing with the one police still having alcohol in their hands in public. Weren't they supposed to be arrested or not? Or asking them, please be respectful and put your drink one side. They were standing there talking to them with drinks in their hand. This is the service we get from SAP. And when they asked me, and I went to the van, I said, I'm the one that was reporting this. There were four or three sitting in the van. Then the one asked me, did someone go inside the house? I said, no. That's why I went to the police station to ask you guys to come in and speak to the parents. Only then they got out and went to go speak to the parents. So this is what we're facing with Eersterust Sap.
I say thank you, Mr. Singh, don't go. You've asked questions, we must answer you. What we'll do, we will start with Colonel. There's certain questions that was asked. We will start with Colonel, and then we, our safety officer, Mahopa, will maybe, and Brigadier is even here to ask certain questions. We're going to just lay it down. You guys can just answer the questions if it is. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I've noted several concerns from you as a community of Eersterust. I take note of this concern as of a serious matter. I've noted the first concern, which is pertaining the drug houses. As I've mentioned before, that the issue of drug houses, we are having that plan. I promise you that plan that we are on, it's gonna make differences, because I'm having a trust on those who are dealing with this issue. I've mentioned again that anyone maybe who could see that it's having any idea or any suggestion pertaining this issue of drugs, you are more than welcome. We got a mechanism in terms of a suggestion box. Through suggestion committee, this issue can be resolved and we can implement any suggestion from the community. The suggestion box is there by the station at the front desk. You simply just maybe write a piece of paper or a document and place it inside that suggestion box. It's locked. The key is only with the suggestion box committee. And then the issue of drinking in public. We are busy and drug abuse. We are addressing this issue of drug abuse because the numbers that each and every per month we are arresting not less than 40 individuals. In terms of the public drinking there by the Pick and Pay, I had several meetings with the bottle store owner. And thereafter then we will again implement, as I've informed my members and those who are always crime prevention personnel and our liquor officer, to make more arrests. Remember, if you can be arrested for the first time for public drinking, the second time we are not going to give you the fine, but we will process you to court. So we'll look into this, and then anyone take us all to fight this type of petty crimes of a public drinking. Anyone who can at least phone if you see, but our routine patrols, we will make that a place at the Pick and Pay as our hotspot for crime, for drinking in public. We will include the drinking in public as our main concern at that space at Pick and Pay. And then number 3, the Africans, the language barrier. I've said that I've tried my best to make sure that each and every shift, it's having 2 or 3 African-speaking personnel. But the policy of this organization, it said that the employment policy, that one of the requirements, a person must be conversant in 2 official language, and 1 supposed to be an English. So now, that is through my leadership style, to see that there's a need here in the Eersterust, so that people can be, for people to be encouraged, my personnel to be encouraged, to be at least use the language of the choice of a community that we are serving. I try my level best again to recruit other personnel who are African speaking, staying here in the Eersterust, but they are stationed on the neighboring station in Swane or any other area that you might think of. So some, they promise, but they never fulfill those promises. But some, they say, no, we don't want to work in Eersterust. So now, I will try by these ones whom I'm having at my disposal to at least fulfill what it's, you are requesting, or maybe you are entitled to. I think it's of your rights to be served in a language of your choice. I do have, but it's not enough. But at least we are moving forward. At least they're recruiting some. Even my principals, at least I think they will send some. Because as we speak, I'm having not more than 23. I'm having counted to 23, those who were recruited here in Eersterust. And then I think as we speak, they are at the college, or they are busy with in-service training in our neighboring station. Very soon, if maybe they were appointed really specific for Eersterust, they will join this workforce. Because those, I'm quietly sure, those who were employed here in Eersterust, they were 23, and then they are speaking Afrikaans. I'm praying cross my fingers, let my principals maybe at least give at least almost the minimum of 18, and then our problems will be partially solved. The issue of a generator, if of a generator at the times of load sheddings, I've procured a new generator because the generator that we were using, it's a similar generator as of Mamelodi. I think that thing it was a good strain engine. So it was giving a problem, but now I've succeeded to procure a new generator. Even yesterday, they were busy. Thank you, Prick. They were busy installing that generator. And then the problem of load shedding, of darkness or non-electricity supply, it will be a thing of the past in Eersterust. I'm having a new generator as we speak now. The issue of Captain. I'm sorry, Captain, because I haven't noted down your surname. But, okay, thank you. The issue of Captain, let me start by our former fellow colleagues, who is a pensioner now, and well-experienced individual, 20 years of service in 20 years of service in a detective environment, and then the other remaining 20, because he said it's 40 years in a service, 20 in a visible environment. He knows that language, what I'm saying, I'm trying to say. Most of the time, when someone, as a police official, it's being troubled by something and then it's at a police station, after introducing himself, he will request the dogged or something else. It's not the first, but it will save time and at least allow space for other community members to access to be attended by these members. I think if maybe as an advice, you arrive at the police station, you get the docket, you just write that docket and everything, and then you ask them, where's your data capturer? And then they will show you, yes, the data capturer, my data capturer, I'm having this docket, could you please register this docket for me? Other than to go to that constable, while you are experienced, most experienced constable of a 4-year, inexperienced constable, and then trying now, start introducing yourself. I was a captain, I was this and this and this. And then from there will be maybe an argument there. But to solve that issue, to make issues more convenient and more resolved, it's better, just that it's advisable to request for the documents, and then you fill all those relevant documents, because you are the experienced one. And then that thing, it will avoid the situation like you find a parent crying while the kids are crying now. But I'm not condoning that tendency or that behavior of my members. And as a captain, he knows very well. Here in the police, once something happened in Midrand or somewhere, if someone commit or maybe involve himself on something which is uncalled for within the organization, I will deal with that person there and there. I won't go and complain to my principals like the brigadiers, good brigadiers, now so and so, she does 1, 2, 3. Only community members, but we as a senior members like captains, colonels and the like, we're supposed to deal, to reprimand, because we are conversant with the policy of this organization. We can't be complainants like any other person, members of the public or any other. We know what is the disciplinary regulations of this organization. That is why we've got these big ranks. We are paid for this. So in the near future, that's my advice. But Captain, you can come to my office and then let's sit, drink Jacobs, and then so that we can just see what is it that, so that I can remind what are the policies of this organization. Once the community, they are complaining about us, we are not supposed just to stood the ground and complain even. And then where this community will run to if ourselves are complaining. When I'm here, I arrived here in Eersterust, it was 2023, September. Until I left Eersterust, you won't hear me saying in 2005 I was not here. Once you complain with the target of 2005, I will say, no, that's no problem. Let me go to my archive and get what is a problem. With the aim to bring solution, not to complain again to you. So those are the things that we're supposed to be involve ourselves in. As a SAPS, we are not supposed to complain about our things. We're supposed to be solutions all of the time to this community we are saving. Remember, this community, it's our master. They are paying us. They are paying our salary. So you can't be paid and then from thereafter, and then you complain to your paymaster. You join your paymaster while it said no, service delivery, it's not adhered to. Then you are complaining. What about this salary that you are getting? So let's just check on that. Not condoning anything. We are working onto this to make sure that the community of Eersterust are being served in a dignified manner. And you know that Rome was never built in a single day. But now there's a lot that we have achieved. And then we are busy again soldiering on until if someone that doesn't adhere to change is supposed just to leave Eersterust in peace, and then we continue with those who want to change for the betterment of this Eersterust community. The issue of drugs arrest, and then thereafter the suspect or the accused, the person, it's being. We are having our forensic laboratory. Remember, in court, it's like the issue of drunken driving. Once you process the person to court, on Monday, the first appearance, in order not to keep a person a long time while we are waiting for the result from our forensic. Remember, the forensic is serving the entire South Africa. So now they're supposed to determine what this crystal meth or this cocaine, it's not a grandpa. There's supposed to be a statement from the expert. Oh, yes, it was a drug. What type of a drug? And thereafter they put a statement confirming. So they, in court on Monday, they will withdraw that case pending the results of, from the forensic. Now they've got a bedlock and we are arresting here. I've just said now per week. It might happen we are arresting not more than 10, more than 12 and the like. Per month, not less than 40. So each and every month, each and every week we are sending people to court. Now it's a bedlock. But now we've got a plan. How are we going to deal with this repeated offender? Because Eersterust, it's just a small area. You might find if you profile those people, One person is having 6 or 7 cases. So what you're going to do now, if a person is being arrested, he will be profiled. We find out he's having 5 previous cases, same cases on drugs. And then we will go for to request a postponement, and then we will be against the granting of a bail for that person. Not with the aim to punish the person, but we will rope in social development in order to can refer this person so that the person can be a change someone in the near future. Because we are believing in corrective measures. These people are our kids, these children are our kids, so we're supposed to make them that when they come back to the community, they become a better person whom their parents can rely on. This is a mechanism on dealing with these repeated offenders on drug issues. Yes, ma'am, the issue of the school, I will consult you. And thereafter, and then my social crime prevention, it's having that school programs, and then your directives, as well as maybe your that input, it will be included on a school safety programs. The training of wardens. Someone said, why these wardens are not being trained by our Saps members. In our working environment or in this department, this formal department, which is a SAPS, we are having different types of expertise. In terms of training, we've got that unit which we call Human Resource Development. They've got all spheres of practice in developing someone. So the crime prevention wardens, they are from Department of Safety and Security, and they have been trained. They are from the training. Then they were deployed to us to be an integrated forces as a force multiplier. We utilize them in crime prevention, not on administrative issues. We utilize them, we're supposed to utilize them on crime prevention issues. So that is what we were told, the mandate that we were given. Would we utilize crime preventions, wardens, in the issues, crime related, crime prevention, only crime prevention. That is why they are the force multipliers on crime prevention issues. And then this local police targeting individual of who complain, we had complaint against them and the like. I think that if you see that we are not now preferential as before because you have divulged something, you can, we are welcome in my office. You can even utilize the suggestion box. And then from there, you just mention what is so and so. This is what happened. I feel what now have been threatened. There at your police station in Eersterust, I'm having a good quality CCTV camera. I'm having that CCTV camera. Immediately when you lodge your complaint, we can reverse it. Together we sit, and then you will explain, you tell me, this is the time, this is the person. And then from there, a formal complaint can be lodged. Then we deal with the person. Because these complaints now are too much. We're supposed to do something jointly so with you. But that CCTV camera, it can be of an assistant on dealing on all issues which are taking place at that space at the police station. The issue of the closed docket by our investigating officer. Remember your docket. When you open a docket, your docket is linked with the cell phone with the cell phone number that you gave to when registering that case. If the docket is assigned to someone else, it will give you an SMS. If a docket now transferred to, it will give you a message. Docket closed, it will give you the message. Immediately, when you get the message, you receive a message of a docket closer, and you are not satisfied, you simply give me a call. I will save your number, and thereafter then I will retrieve that docket, start from page 1 until to the last page, whether the correct procedure has been followed. And procedurally, you are not supposed just to be informed by SMS that the docket has been closed, because you can collapse. There's a procedure where you're supposed to get feedback from a detective, your docket handler, in writing, and physically so, not to email that information. It's supposed to come to you and then tell you, listen, this is a procedure. This is what now it will be happening. Your docket, now I've exhausted every resources. Now we will professionally withdraw this case until we find or we secure anything that can help us, because the suspect is unknown, until maybe my informers can give me a directive who is your suspect. Not that your docket is closed until to find the suspect. It's our duty. That is why there's this part of investigating. That is why there's an investigating officer assigned to that docket. So if maybe anything which is unpleasant, or maybe that you are not in a satisfactory mood, please call me. This is what is happening. Could you please find out for me? I'm waiting for satisfactory explanation from you, referring to me. I'm promising you, after I've done my homework on checking what is happening, I will explain to you, and then you will be satisfied, and then from there it will be maybe. If it's not, the docket will place again. It will be active, and then I will take the task, which I'll give further instruction that let the person investigate further until you make a breakthrough. So that's a thing that we're supposed to go. Don't keep quiet with the SMS of a docket closure. Even if you don't know who's the suspect, you don't have any information, it's not supposed to be closed. Because other dockets, you can receive an SMS. You open a docket before you can land your feet on Elim Street, and then you receive the SMS. It happens most of the time from my experience. So it's not there in Eersterust, but it needs the command and control. So I promise you, be there for you. Any docket closer, just if you are not satisfied, unless maybe you have submitted a withdrawal statement. But if that one can trigger you, oh, now there's something happening, call me, and then from there I'll call the branch commander as well as that investigating officer to explain. But at that time, the target will be in front of me. Because I don't believe on a hearsay story, which what is it? I want the facts. I want things that I can rely on. Not opinions, but facts. Discipline. The discipline, since maybe I can say, when I hear that there's an outcry from the community, we have achieved a lot in terms of discipline. That is where we even come to certain conclusion. No, let's remove this person at the front desk. Let him work where the dog store. You know that it's working for filing only. Because there are those people who might, maybe they are having attitude because of their own things, or maybe things that maybe I can't mention now. But we try at least to move these members, job rotation, where we say that this person, it's just giving this community an attitude and the like, and this attitude, we can't deal with it. It's either we're supposed to send this person home. Could see what I'm still young, let's try this person to work at the supply chain, just dealing with assets and the like, not with the direct with the community. We are keeping on at least purifying the help desk. We think one of the good days, it will be 100% purified. Report any misbehavior of any individual at my station. The issue of a spaza shop. The spaza shop issue, remember they applied, but according to what the information I got, they are still waiting for the licenses. And there's this spaza shop next to the police station, which is operating 24 hours. And it's a crime generator because people going there or from that spaza shop, they are being marked. So I think I've won 3 days back. I personally gone there because I always send my members over there. Could you please tell these people they're supposed to stick on their closing time. So the issue of a tax shop, I was just have a conversation with the chairperson. Where I was working in Middelburg, we come up with a strategy of this spaza shop that at 6, every spaza shop is supposed to close. And we've got a mechanism for those who won't comply, who can't comply on what we are saying. Because we are not having a set of rules to fine them or to charge them for operating beyond the hours of trading. So we're having a mechanism, which I can't maybe divulge now, but the chairperson knows. Once I can be inside of that plaza shop, 5 to 6 charges can be laid by myself and arresting that person. So those are the things of a control measure to suppress the issue of our common robbery towards this community and the like. And we will check. One of the community members just even highlighted to me that it might happen that it's not only grocery which are being sold there at that spaza shop. So we're looking into this. I promise you there will be fruition, not solo. And then the issue of a missing person. The missing person, if someone is missing, you report it immediately. You report it immediately. Not 24 hours. This thing of a 24 hours, it was utilized long then on a stock theft, when maybe the cows are not back from the grazing camp and thereafter. But you report a missing person immediately. 72-hour plan, it's supposed to be immediately activated. The 72-hour plan, it's all the stakeholders, they're supposed to be in place to search for that person. So report the missing person immediately. Here in Eersterust, almost every week, they are reporting a missing person, then from there it's found, missing, found, and the like. It doesn't bother us, because if maybe you will just be, at least be selective on this missing person, one of the good days you will find yourself, we will find ourselves in hot water. Because there is a policy which regulates how to deal with missing person. The issue of a missing person is so critical, someone can lose his job for not adhering to a missing person policy. So you report to the missing person, it's immediately you're being alerted that someone, loved ones, your neighbor, your friend and the like, you simply come to the police station with a picture, a photo, and then from there you report that missing person. Even if you don't have a picture, you simply come and report that missing person. It will be registered, the file will be open, we will activate the 72-hour mobilization plan, and then it's kick in, and then we mobilize all stakeholders to search for their loved one. The issue of corruption. Corruption, good people, it's supposed to be reported. It's supposed to be reported. Where you report to myself, if I'm the one who's corrupt, you report to any other person who's above my rank. For me, if I'm corrupt, you can go to the neighboring station, Brigadier Solomon's, we will take over. Because the person who failed to report a corruption act while he's aware of, is guilty as the same person who is corrupt. So let's report corruption. And it will be treated anonymously so. Let's report any form of corruption. Thank you. I think that one we will address it after this, because maybe I'm lost. But if you talk about the issue of tax, hey, the issue, yeah, but the tax, okay, yeah, I will just, maybe we will be having one-on-one. Maybe I'm having the report feedback with me, because I'm not handling the case. I'm having the investigators who are handling this case on my behalf. So there are many. We are reporting, we are registering per month. It's more than 260 cases. So I think I will attend to this. I'm supposed to respond on these things of tax, because they are the generators of some of the cases which are reported in Eersterust. But thanks, because if tax is involved, we pound that tax. If your vehicle is involved, we pound that vehicle again to minimize these crimes. The issue of a suggestion box, colleagues, before I close, could we please at least utilize that suggestion box? Because sometimes you will find me, I'm not available in the office. I've attended other operations or other matters or other meetings at the district or provincial office. Utilize my contact, utilize the suggestion box, and then if maybe I'm not responding back to you, find ways of, hey, I've reported this, why you haven't come back? Take me accountable. Please, please, I will make sure that I'm attending each and every concern arise from you pertaining Eersterust station. Remember, that station belongs to you. That station, it's your station. It's supposed to be number one in the province. So they will say, yes, Trust Community Station, it's a number one, it's a secured, the number one, or maybe some prizes through you. But if we're kept quiet and then leaving things being falling apart, and then it will be, but I'm there for you, I'm there to listen. What is it that you are willing me to implement? And as long as that implementation is in line with the policy, regulation of this organization, as well our supreme law, which is our constitution. But what I take in mind, the fighting crime begins with us. I thank you.
Ek moet ook net die ding vra. Daar's mense wat vrae gevra het maar het geloop. Ek vra maar die community wat nog agtergebly het. Soos Paplal en almal. Kan ons hy vra nog beantwoord because we gaan dit luister. Because there's a concern thing that Auntie Desiree raised, but she's not here. All right? I see Mr. Singh is still here, and it's a problem for us. You come and raise questions, then you move. Ek weet die twee collega's ook hierso, they gone. Now, I don't know for us, is it suitable that we can answer that question or not? Okay. Thank you. Alright, Tron, wat ek gaan doen, in jou kapasiteit gaan ek vir Kindel vra, om saam met jou.
Thank you, leadership. In terms of the vehicles or van, I'm having a problem there because we are deploying 2 vehicles per shift because the average of Saps members reporting on duty, it's 10. It's an average. It's 10. Sometimes, most of the time, maybe 2 are sick. 1 family responsibility leave. Remember, they're supposed to utilize even their vacation leave, and then 1 on vacation leave. If I'm counting 10 personnel, I'm counting even the data capturer. That PSA member, like administrator. So it's 9, if 3 it's not there, I can't leave that police station unattended. They're supposed to be, and then the other ones, they suppose, there's a policy here in the SAPS. The police member is supposed to be accompanied by his crew, not alone. So that is why sometimes you will find we only had 1 van. So thank you from subsidiaries and this crime prevention wardens initiative. Because they are our force multipliers, they are increasing our numbers. Because if someone is sick, you can't say, I'm having a plenty of vehicles. If you can go at the back there, there are 5 vehicles parked there. They are parked there, ready to be utilized. But personnel. And I was having these new recruits. They went to other units because they were not meant for Eersterust. They were not employed for Eersterust. So those are our challenges. And that one needs our human resource because that is why Eersterust has been a lieutenant colonel station. When the number grows, it can be a colonel station. When the number grows, then it's a brigadier station. It's in accordance to our organogram, our structure. So that structure, that organogram, the population and the like, when they divide and the like, it gives how many personnel it's supposed. There are stations where only members are 4. I was a station commander of such a station. But I make things happen. You can phone them even, can come to my office. I said phone everyone, a councillor, the traditional healers, church people, community members. I make things happen. 4. So you need to strategize only. And then work hands in hands with community structures, work hands in hands with the community policing forum and other law enforcers, and then you will win. There's no problem with vehicles here in Eersterust. And there are policies which regulates this vehicle. So we don't have any shortage of vehicle. But the members, if they can recruit more, they did recruit, I'm telling you, about 23 from here, Eersterust. But you'll find it. Come now, go to their new recruits from the college passing out and the like. They give us 7. As opposed to capacitate maybe where I'm having a most shortage and then capacitate even the front desk. And I'm not allowed to go and complain there. If Brigadier Solomons was there, I never went to him to complain, and I will never. Because they will tell you, would make things happen. Apply your strategy. Involve community structures. Youth desk, all these sorts of stakeholders. You must make things happen, not to be a complainant. The person who's supposed to complain is a community member only, not you. Thank you. With your support, I will win. Eh? I've done it before, 37 years back I've done it. And then until now, I'm soldiering on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Good afternoon, colleagues and communities. Chairperson, I think, oh, my name is Bohopa David, and the desk just left. Oh, she's here. My name is Bohopa David from Gauteng Department of Community Safety. We are now under the Premier's office. Chair, the PRO just gave a program of action. And I think we still need to clarify that when he says it's a working document, he's saying every challenges will be included on that document. So on an occasional basis, when there are these public meetings, anything arises from the community will be put in that document as an action. And in that document, he outlined the oversight which is played by the CPF in the South African Police Service. If one listened to that document, he outlined, maybe we'll assist that maybe previously program of actions were not clearly communicated, but were drafted in the CPF, not clearly communicated in the communities. But we take a responsibility to come back again through the CPF to have an impiso. This one would be the first, maybe the issues raised from this one, Kennel. Let's move with these issues raised from this one and convene another impiso, maybe in the next quarter, so that we allow these structures to operate, and in the next quarter, we'll be reporting again. In terms of your crime prevention wardens, I think that one will take it. We'll need an information so that we can deal with what transpired in the morning. If there's a noise pollution and wardens are coming in and joining the party, I think we need to intervene in that regard. We don't need to respond, we just need to drastically intervene on that. CPF, when it was launched, we were in this hall. And the current CPF is elected by communities of Eersterust. Is actually all the demographics were represented. We requested that we've got two sectors. Look at your blocks or sections and nominate accordingly. It happened. But furthermore, when you listen to the same program of action, it tells you that we're still going to go further and revive the block committees or subsector forums. He also mentioned that we'll drill further to the street committees. It means the representation will be thereof. It means every corner of this community will be represented. The vetting was conducted on the CPF members. So when it comes to the issue of gender-based violence, apart from the green door, we also have gender-based violence brigades, and I don't see them here. We also have gender-based violence brigades who are working with the green door, with the CPF, and the NPO, which is actually working at the station. So, colleagues, I think from our side, we'll request that, because I can see that numbers are decreasing. I'm with Mpo from our department on monitoring and complaints is here. If there are cases which you need us to drill on, please we can submit them so that we can, when we leave here, we know that they are officially registered with the department. And I'm happy that there's a lady there who said, let's just speak the truth and not be afraid to speak the truth. Wrong is wrong, and let's treat it as such. Thank you, Chairperson. Thank you so much for allowing us to address the community. Thanks.
We say thank you. I'm just going to allow the two councillors, the councillor and PR councillor, there was, Mr. Singh have raised it about street lights and all that type of thing. Then after we're going to close this imbizo. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson. So Mr. Singh raised something about the street lights. I want to just state that the street lights are a citywide issue. It is a citywide issue. Across the city of Tshwane, street lights are not where they're supposed to be. In addition to that, the vandalism of our street poles is also a serious problem. And this is why I think this space is very perfect for us to have this discussion. There was a video circulating. I'm sure most of you have seen it, of two individuals stripping the high mast light behind us. Now, a contractor was appointed to repair high mast lights. This was one of the high mast lights that were not functional, and it was the only one working, if you remember. It was the only one that was working. And I don't know how the high mast lamp collapsed, the lights collapsed, but those are very expensive lamps. And we're sitting in a situation where people are just doing as they please. Now, I'm asking this because we have to deal with issues on both sides. The person who took the video, please contact me. Because if you remember a few months ago, there was also a video circulating of somebody stealing bricks, the paving bricks in the cemetery. And the person sent it to me, and I opened the case at Saps, and they got the person arrested. What is important is we must have a witness as well. So please, the person who did take the video is a witness. Let us kom ons kom by mekaar. Let's not be afraid to also deal with these issues. It looks like a small crime, but it's not. Because this is, if you listen to all of the complaints that everybody have made in terms of crime, they start small and then they become big, and then we become, as law-abiding citizens, we are in danger now. So we now have to sit back because crime is rife. So coming back to the streetlights again, there has been a program to repair streetlights. The city has not appointed a streetlight contractor. It is the Department of Electricity that is repairing streetlights. Now, it is not going at the desired rate. So I will not praise the streetlight program because it's not something to be praised. But I will tell you the fact is that that is what's happening. We follow up every week because people send us references and we have to escalate it to the streetlights department for it to be fixed. Somebody mentioned something else. I just want to go back to Mrs. Fisher. You mentioned something about the RDAX and that everything in Eersterust is my fault and everything that's collapsing is the councillor's fault, and drug use and drug dealers and drug everything is the councillor's fault. I'm sorry you feel that way, but no, I refuse that statement that you are saying. Now, the RDAX is an entity that was established, which falls under the province, and it used to be called LDAC, and then because of by law, they said that that's why the name changed from LDAC to RDAC. I do know that the University of Pretoria are basically in charge, if I can put it. They've program of the city that deals with narcotics. Now, for the past, I grew up in Eersterust, and that saw Eersterust when it was looking good. I grew up in Eersterust that was looking good. I played soccer at a stadium, the same stadium, when it was a good stadium, when we could play matches at night. I grew up in Eersterust that wasn't dirty and filthy and everything that you see today. That's how I grew up. Now, as a child, I also grew up in an Eersterust that was declining as I was growing up. And I also grew up in Eersterust where people started programs and people started initiatives that was to address the scourge of drugs. And I was part of that growing up. And when I stand here, I listen to that young man speaking Griffin. And not because of what he said, but because of the lady that he mentioned, the person that he mentioned that is dealing with people that are using drugs. And then I also know that there are many other groupings and organizations and entities that are saying that they're dealing with drugs. Now, I'm not saying they're not doing it, but I just have to say it in that way. There's so many people that are complaining, that are lamenting about the issue of narcotics and drugs in Eersterust. But the one problem, all of them are pointing fingers at each other and at myself and at the institution, at the structures, at government, at national government, at police, at health, at everybody. Every single one of these organizations are pointing fingers how everybody's doing it wrong. But look at the difference. Let's just talk about in my time. Since I've been here, has there been a change? Let's talk about my time. Of all these entities that are there to address the drug issues, all these organizations, all these rehabilitation halfway houses, all of them, has there been a change? No. Is it because they're bad? No. It's because everybody wants to create their own little kingdom and point in their own direction and then complain that things are not working. Now, Mrs. Fisher, I would like to address you about the issue of the RDAX and about the issue of narcotics and about the issue of drugs in this community. If you want to be part of the solution, it means you must work with everybody that wants to be part of the solution. If you turn everybody into your enemy, ma'am, the next 10 years, you're going to stand in this hall. You're going to say exactly the same thing. And whoever stands in front, you're going to say, that person there is responsible for it. And you will not take any responsibility on yourself. Now, you can criticize me all you want. Ek staan terug. I accept criticism. Ek vat my pak soos 'n man. But one thing I'm not going to keep quiet about is there is no unity and there is no unity and there is no unity. And as long as you think that by pointing out to me of how bad I am as a person or how useless I am, ons gaan nêrens nie. I'm telling you this now. There's nobody, there's no single one of you that's going to solve the drug issue on your own, trying to exclude the next person. You're not going to do it. You do not have the power to do it. You have to work with the next person because you all say that you have the same issue. You all say that you want to address the drug issue. So, here's Saps. They've now exposed themselves and they said, okay, on the sea, let's work with them. Let's work with them. But there's nobody that can tell me the drug issues. I'm sorry, I'm not going to accept that. It is all of our fault. And as hulle nie gaan groot word nie en die ding saam doen nie, then forget about it. We're going to have the next 20 years, there's going to be a younger counselor than what I am, and they're going to stand here in front of you, and they're not going to know what to say. Because why? Wat maak jy, counselor? That's all that there's going to be. Wat maak jy, counselor? Now, me, with my responsibilities, by all means, criticize me. But we're wasting our time with all these public meetings. We're wasting our time with everything on Facebook and these videos. And we're wasting our time. Kom ons doen dit vir regtig. But you cannot say that somebody else has to do something right when you don't want to do it. I'm making myself available. Stand saam met my. Then you can criticize me. Then you can criticize me.
I just want to say thank you. I want to use this opportunity. I'm going to take more questions or comments, what the case can be. I mean, the people is long. It's almost 1:30. And I must applaud these people that's sitting here. You want to see change. You want to see change, and change, you're going to see it. I just want to emphasize again, if you've got case numbers that to follow up, please, yes, one of our province people, just go see him so that you can give that case number that we can follow it up. We're just going to give Councillor Moses, the IDP, only that 5 minutes, and then we're going to close, please. And then? Yeah, just hold on, Councillor.
Good afternoon, community of Eersterust. My name is Mpoma Rima from Civilian Secretariat for Police, responsible for complaints against the police in the Tshwane district. I just want to announce that on Tuesday, I will be at the Eersterust police station. So if anybody knows anyone who has a case or a complaint that they've lodged against the police, and they are not happy with the intervention that the police has done up to so far, they are welcome to come into the police station. I will be at the room. We are actually having a visit, an oversight visit at the station. So I will be camping there from Tuesday until Wednesday. We'll be here at the station. So you can come and see me and let's talk about your cases. We'll be here from 9 o'clock. I'm not sure on Wednesday how long it's going to be, but on Tuesday, we'll be here from 9 o'clock until late. So you can come and see us. So it will be during the day. Thank you very much.
Right, middag allemaal. Good afternoon everybody. Thank you for still being here. Ek weet dit is nie altyd maklik vir ons om te bly tot die einde van 'n meeting nie. So ek het nou 'n hele 5 pages gehad, né? Where I needed to give updates on the last meeting that we had here in the Civic Center. The community asked me regarding the IDP feedback. So ek het die feedback gekry, maar ek gaan nou nie die feedback nou gee nie, né? But wat ek ook net wil sê is all of the concerns noted regarding the street lights, Ardek wat ons al reeds op getouch het, die housing, as well as the stands that is sold at the informal settlement, die ou geboue wat dangers pose in die community, as well as initiatives to be noted from the community, die spaza shops en ook aan die high mass lamps. So ek het al die service delivery issues ook genoot wat julle gebring het, maar ek wil net asseblief klem lê. I need to reiterate that we are currently in the IDP submission phase en ons mense submit nie. Het help nie ons kom na die meetings toe en kom klaar elke keer, maar ons het nie tangible solutions wat ons kan gee towards die city om ook vir ons te kan budget nie. So ek gaan net praat op dit. Die IDP submissions are still open up until the 5th of May. Na die 5de Mei gaan ons net klaar en dan nog steeds niks gebeur hier my mense. So submit asseblief IDP comments at tshwane.gov.za. Al ons infrastructures, al ons sports facilities wat ons aandag voorop soek, let us submit. Laat ons op baie praat op Facebook. Kyk, ons kan baie praat op Facebook, but we dala what we must as well. So kom ons stuur hy submissions deur, asseblief my mense. Laat ons ook ons stem gehoor het, daar waar het saak maak. Help nie, ons kan net praat op chats en op Facebook comments baie goed te praat nie, maar ons moet die regte werk doen, dan is niemand daar nie. So dit is al wat ek wil sê, ek weet ons is allemaal honger, so dankie julle.
Councillor, say thank you. Colonel, this is a plea that I want to do. As this meeting will adjourn, we'll go to the bottle store and pick a pay and do what we must do to do the right thing. Salute. Dan sê baie dankie vir almal wat opgekom het. Thank you, Mr. Makopa, councillors, SOEP, provincial, CPF members, thank you very much. And community, I salute you. Thanks.